we don't have an intro. So what's up, Drew?
Hey, how's it going?
It's
Excuse
going
me.
good, man. I just got back from Goodwill like 5 minutes ago and checked out or tested out rather, one of the DVDs I got, and now here we are to do our stream. And I
And
don't want to
and
sound.
you you uh you must have. Sorry, I'm stammering. What I was going to say was like you saw the power of DVD and it's how
Yes,
indestructible it is.
yes. And what I wanted to say though was like I don't want to sound like a like Uncle Leo. Like you need some new material. But I was seriously blown away by how many scratches are on that thing, and I just know from all the 4Ks I have that don't have any scratches, no smudges, nothing, that are like pristine, like right out of the box. I just know how many of them will have like I don't know, like a fleck of like dust from like the manufacturer, like so microscopic you can't even see it with the naked eye, or even with a microscope, you can't even see it. But if that little
Yeah.
piece of dust is there,
No, yeah,
you,
dude. I remember. Um, Sorry, are you there, man? My
yeah, yeah, I'm
connection was
there.
buffering.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, okay. When I got my Pearl 4K, I probably was talking to you about this when it was happening 2 years ago. I remember, dude, I could get it to like play over a certain part, and I did everything you can think of as far as cleaning it, wiping it, blessing it, everything I could think of, bro. And I had to get like all microscope to find this very little baby scratch. And I'm just guessing that's what the problem was. I never
Y-
figured it out with that one.
you want to hear my worst story of like the worst possible moment a 4K could freeze on you is in this really awesome part in The Godfather. So after I read The Godfather, and I think just coincidentally that was when the 4K came out, like around the same time. Like I think I read it, and then like a month later it was out. So me and my brother sat down to watch The Godfather for the first time, and it's at the part where and I guess spoiler alert for any weirdo listening that cares about spoilers, just fast forward 30 seconds, okay? I'm even giving you like 5 seconds right now if your phone is down somewhere on a dresser to grab your phone and skip, okay? There you go. So me and my brother are watching The Godfather. It gets to that part where he's in Italy, and he's just gotten married, and she's gonna turn on the car, and it explodes, and it freezes a split second before it explodes, and then I'm like
Oh my
scrambling to try
god.
and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong, what's going on here. This is brand new, and I'm like, I'm so clueless. I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like restarting my TV, restarting the player. I cannot get like anything to work. It's just like frozen on that. I couldn't get out of that screen. I was like clicking all sorts of buttons, and then when I finally get back into it, and I'm like trying to fast forward back to where we were, like I went too far, and I'm like on the explosion. I kind of ruined it for my brother, but I knew it happened because I read the book. But yeah, that was like the worst possible moment. But yeah, not to sound like an Uncle Leo man, but like, something we were talking about, and I wanted to talk about this on stream. So as long as I've been collecting, I've pretty much everything I bought has been brand new. I would get everything in like 50, 60, 75% off sales, any deal I could get, because there are some, and there's very few still, like Kino Lorber. I saw they were having a sale where there's a lot of stuff that's like 9.99. Okay, but so that's what I was going for. I was always going for deals. I had kind of neglected though going to places like Disc Replay or Goodwill, which, like I said, I just came back from a couple minutes ago. And I always knew from talking to you, and from, I haven't been too deep in the community, but some of the stuff I've just seen and heard is just how durable DVDs are. And I just came back with one, um, with my copy of Drive Me Crazy, and there was like a fingerprint smudge on the back, some scratches, and I was like, this doesn't look too bad. And I was like, I don't know, I got a little paranoid. I was like, I want to test it. How durable is this thing? So I wiped off the smudge. I put it in, and I kind of felt like like a clown, because I'm like, yeah, of course it's because I'm fast forwarding and just watching the time to see if any of it skips. And I'm like, well, why am I even doing this? It's like a perfect disc.
Oh
I was like,
yeah.
yeah, I was like, the scratches weren't like terrible. I mean, they're it was like a little bit more than like the kind I see at like Disc Replay that play perfectly fine. But I was like, let me test it out. I was like all paranoid, and then I was like, why am I testing it out? It's just fine.
Yeah, dude, did you mention, by the way, about finding Drive Me Crazy and how wild that was?
Okay, yes, we'll talk about that. So, I went to Goodwill. I don't remember when it was, maybe like a month ago, Drew. I went and I had never really been thrifting before. And I went to their minuscule little section because they don't have like a really big DVD section or anything. And the first one I see, like the first thing I see is Melissa Joan Hart looking right back at me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not leaving without you. And then I grab it. I'm like, Drew, is this a Drew pick? You're like, yes. Oh my god, watch it. And then I open the case. Nothing is in there. Okay, I can't remember what else I got that day. I think I got like the
The
Weatherman
Weatherman.
and Family
Did
Man,
you
and
watch that, right? You really liked that? You
the
liked the Weatherman,
Weatherman.
right?
I watched that one. I didn't watch. I think it's Family Man, right? And I don't
Yeah,
even know if
yeah.
I can watch it for a while because all my stuff is in boxes. If anybody's listening
Right.
that's been seeing the vlogs too, we're fixing the room down here. So, anyways, the copy of Drive Me Crazy was not there in the case. I even asked an employee. I'm like, it's not in here. Where is it? She's like, I don't know. She was like, it was like this poor lady. I don't to be honest. I don't even think she knew much English. She's like, no, I don't know. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it's all right. And, so then you were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Goodwill. I'm gonna go thrifting, before our stream. And we had like a couple topics lined up, but we were kind of like going back and forth on the topics. We were like, maybe we should talk about this. No, we shouldn't talk about this. And then you're like, I'm going to Goodwill, and I'm like, yeah, well, I've got like an hour before the stream. It's like 5 minutes from my house. I was like, all right, I'm going to Goodwill. So I went, and I told you, I was like, it'd be so funny if I opened up Drive Me Crazy and the disc is in there. And that's exactly what happened. I opened it up. I was like, there's no way. And it was there.
Like, the most likely scenario, which is unlikely to me, is that another copy came in. Like, it's not like it's rare, but I've never run into Drive Me Crazy in the wild. Not that I have a great selection myself, but like that's probably the likely explanation. But it's still kind of interesting. Like, did they just find the disc and put it back together?
That's what I keep thinking. Like I was like, did somebody take it out and like it fell behind the shelf? Because they had actually moved so when I went in the first time like a month ago, you walk in through the doors, it's right there on the right was the little shelf. And I walked in and it was gone. And I was like walking around like a lost like little kid. I'm like, where is it? And I asked an employee, and they're like, oh, it's down there in the corner, like by the bathroom. And I was like, okay, of course it is. So I went all the way down to the other end of the store, and yeah, that's where I found it. So I was just like, I don't know if like it fell behind something somehow.
Yeah, this just thickens the plot all the more, knowing that it was moved and rearranged. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know, was it another copy? But if it was a new copy, I'm like, then what happened to the old DVD case? Were they just gonna toss it out because the disc was missing? I don't know.
Oh my
So
goodness.
so I don't know. So I'm gonna go through my haul because mine's much smaller. So I got three things. Drive Me Crazy. I had to get it from Melissa Joan Hart, which I know everybody says like my childhood crush was the Pink Ranger. For me, it was Melissa Joan Hart first and foremost. And then I also got a Blu-ray of Secret Window, which I have not seen.
Good
but
movie of the dead.
Oh yeah, good movie of the dead, but I cannot say it's a good novella of the dead. Um, I don't know if can I tell you about it? Why I didn't like the novella?
I'm
Are you
pretty
like,
sure I read it way back in the day, so go ahead.
oh, way back in the day, one of like the 12 books you've ever read?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time when I did the same thing as you. I was like, I got to read the Stephen King thing this is based on.
Yes. So yeah, so he's got a book called like I think it's Four Past Midnight. It's four novellas in there, and I was like, I'm gonna read this. It can't be that bad. Like everything that's in there, I don't have my copy near me, so I can't recall all of them, but I know Langoliers is in it, and also Secret Window, Secret Garden, I believe was the name of the novella. And I'm like, I know these have a bad rep, but I mean, no, these must be cool, right? I had a brain aneurysm trying to understand Langoliers, okay? And then I was like, Well, Secret Window, Secret Garden. This must be a good one. And oh my god, it's basically like this guy is like, I'm a writer, okay, and then this other guy shows up like, I'm a writer too, and you stole my story, and he's like, I didn't steal your story, and then he's like, all right, I stole your story, and then he's like, all right, we're the same guy, and I'm crazy all along, and I was like, I hate that. I hate the it was all in his head all along. Kind of plot twist. I just feel like Uncle Stevie's better than that.
No, yeah, it's not a good yeah, but always remember
Drew,
that
you're
movie being
you're
enjoyable.
cutting
So
out. You're
hopefully you'll
cutting
feel
out a little
different.
bit. I'm sorry. I think you cut out for like 5 seconds. You said it's not a good.
Yeah, I was just saying. No, I said it's a good movie though, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Even if that plot twist is prevalent.
Yeah, I mean, even if the twist is in the movie, I'm sure there's like a cooler way to do it in the movie. I mean, look, things like it was all a dream, like we say, like that doesn't work. But it works perfectly fine in the Wizard of Oz. So there's ways to make it work.
Oh yeah,
But then
that's magical though. It's done magically.
yeah, it's like everything, like you could throw like any idea out there, like what about this, and just hearing the idea, I mean kind of when I tell you my ideas, you're like, no, this sounds like it kind of sucks, but it just like depends on the way you do it. There's a way to make any idea good, no matter how stupid or silly it might be, or even nonsensical. The whole like, oh, it's in his head the whole time, bro.
Yeah, like the okay. So the other day when I was watching one of the Kinos, you had made this joke, or somebody made the joke, where it's like, "Oh, it was the clock all along." And when you were saying that, I was like, at this point, had he seen Amityville? It's About Time, because that's what that is. And then I think Mark brought that up. I was like, yeah, no, that's a thing that happens in that movie.
I think we covered most of those two on Kinonomicon. I don't remember if we got to the last one, but I think we covered at least like two or maybe three of those from the Chris collection.
Yeah,
which
I
are
love the Chris collection.
they're fun movies. I kept those, and I sold my Scream Factory trilogy of
I
one,
just
two,
did
three.
the same thing last week. Yeah, like it's not that the three initial movies are unwatchable, but they're not necessarily rewatchable to me.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I had in the first one I was like, this is it, and the second one I was like, oh, this is pretty fun, and the third one I think too was, it was all right.
The
But
third one is easily the worst of the three. I think there's just it has certain things to it. It's like, oh, the time that it was made in, and early Meg Ryan. There's like a few things, but it's not enough to want to rewatch
yeah,
it.
it's got like it's got like a couple things. So they were like, okay, but like when you get to like the Curse collection, the ideas are just so outrageous, and there's like so much, like so bad it's good, but also just like really fun moments in all of those. So
Every
yeah,
one
those
of
ones,
them has immense rewatch value. I love all four of the Cursed
a hundred
movies.
percent, 100%. Like, and we've both been through our kind of phase where we're just like, yeah, we're horror fans. All right, we don't like horror. Like, but those are like some of the ones that like I will, like when we get to October, I'm probably gonna put like all
But
four of those
man,
on.
speaking on that, bro, let me just say this, because I've had this conversation with a couple of my friends recently too. It's like if you were to like try to discuss me right now, like let's say you were like, yeah, let's talk about the new movies that are out, Supergirl and He-Man and all this stuff, and I just be like, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. And like someone might think, well, damn, dude, do you like movies at all? I'm like, brother, I have 1,000 movies. Like, I love movies. Like, there's so many that you're just picking the wrong like category to talk to me about. Like, if you want to talk about horror, I could talk about it all day. I have a lot of them here that I love.
And you know what's so tough about talking about new movies too is I oh my god, I hate interacting with well, how do I want to put it? Like I first of all, I hate interacting with people that are like fans of the same thing I am. But what's even worse
Oh yeah,
is
no, me too.
like people aren't even like actually fans of these movies, and most of them don't even watch them. Like I see
They're
everybody,
like fans of the idea of being a fan,
yeah,
more than anything.
yeah, fans of the idea of being a fan, but then they're also like fans of just being haters. Like okay, I have not seen the new Supergirl, and I've seen like just a million neckbeards on Twitter. Like it's so woke though, and then it's like, oh, you know what? It reminds me of like that Family Guy clip where Peter's like trainer is like, you shouldn't eat pizza, bro. It's bad for you. And Peter's like, how? And he's like, well, like, and then like Peter like goes home and his family's like, oh hey, we had pizza. And he's like, no, you shouldn't eat that. It's bad for you. And they're like, how? And he's like, oh, like that's exactly like the threads I've been seeing. Like Supergirl's woke. It's awful. How? Oh well, like I've seen like all these weird tweets where people are like, oh, but like the writer, like nepotism, like that's the only way she got the job. And I'm like, okay, why are you singling that out on this specific movie as if that hasn't been like every movie and just every industry forever? Yeah.
Can I just say this, bro? I don't give one single fuck about nepotism. I have nothing but examples on my shelf of that being a thing, and it did not make the movie lesser. If anything, it made it better. Whenever I hear people complain about that, it just sounds like weak Shiba Inu energy. They're just blaming other people for not being more successful. That's all it sounds like to me, man. I'm just saying I don't care.
Dude, if we didn't have nepotism, we wouldn't have Michael Douglas. Like 50,000 good movies because it's
like literally
Douglas.
Yeah, bro. And like, do you know how excited I am that Osgood Perkins is a thing? Like, I'm so glad Anthony Perkins had a son and he's in the movie industry because I like what he's doing.
Yeah, dude. I think the nepotism argument is just silly. But especially like in this case, like for Supergirl, like I don't know. I just haven't heard one person say anything about the actual movie, and I really couldn't care less for, I'm a former comic book fan, so I couldn't care less about comic book movies, but I just think it's like very strange that all these dudes that haven't seen it are like, oh, but it's woke. I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. If it is woke, then who cares?
Man. Yeah, they get excited to say that something is woke. That's like, it like makes their day.
I know. I guess it just gets some like clicks, views, interaction, whatever dopamine they want, and
I just can't imagine. I can't imagine like my life revolving around, oh my god, this is going to get me clicks and views. That sounds so pathetic,
dude. It's hideously pathetic. But okay, and then before I forget, so the third one that I picked up is There's Something About Mary. I've never seen it. I know it's been used as an example in one or maybe two screenwriting books that I've read, and I'm excited to see it, and excited to see it in in widescreen.
Yes, great movie.
How do you watch it?
Great cast. Great movie, great cast. Ben Stiller, I love Ben Stiller. I love that era of Ben Stiller in the 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah, more nepotism. Really, Jerry Stiller's father.
Exactly, bro. Come on, you want to not have Ben Stiller? What do you want to have instead? Like Jerry Michaels? Who gives a fuck?
I hope I don't have a subscriber named Jerry Michaels that sees this. No,
sorry, Jerry.
You know, one time somebody was reading one of my stories on a stream and making fun of it, and there was actually a guy in the chat that had the same name as one of my characters.
Oh, that is too gold.
It is. It was super funny. I'm sorry to that random dude though that the story was actually like so awful, but it's okay. I think that was in a short story collection that's out of print. But anyways, so that was
my haul now.
Yeah, so that was my haul. So I got those three things. I know it took us 20 minutes to talk about three things. So Drive Me Crazy, Secret Window, and There's Something About Mary. That was my haul. So let's hear about yours.
Okay, man. So the first thing I have here is something that I actually picked up probably like a week and a half ago, and I bought it again. Well, I'll explain why. I got Stigmata with Patricia Arquette once again. This movie and me, the relationship we have is very abusive, man. I've owned Stigmata probably like 5 or 6 times in my life because I think I told you about it on the last stream we did. I like Stigmata. I love Stigmata, but I like it. And last week, it was a casualty when I was putting lots together to sell on eBay for something we'll talk about, I'm sure, in a little bit. But I saw it again, and I was like, well, I'm going to pick it up because I do like it. I just don't love it. But, I got that. And this next one, I'd be curious to know what you think of this movie, man. I don't know if we've ever talked about it. I found a DVD copy of Stephen King's Firestarter with Drew Barrymore.
I have not seen it because I just did not like
the short story or the book or whatever it's based on.
Can I tell you? I'll just be brief why I did not like the book.
That's fine.
So the book is, I think her name's Charlie, right? The character. It follows the little girl, but there are like flashbacks to like the experiments like her parents went through and stuff, and that stuff was brief and just much more interesting than the actual book, and I just got pretty frustrated.
I wouldn't say that you follow her. It's actually more focused on her father in the movie. That
That's so
is,
much better.
they do show scenes that you're referring to. Yes, I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I do like the movie. I was happy to find it. I used to have the Scream Factory
cool.
Blu-ray, but I'm fine with this movie on DVD for $1. Absolutely. So I'll be excited to rewatch that one. And the next one is the triple pack I told you about. So I was always looking for a copy of Road Trip Beer Pong. This is definitely my kind of thing. This is straight to video raunchy comedies from the 2000s. I look forward to it. I'm sure it has nudity and gross things. That's my jam. So it's actually called the Triple D Collection, by the way. So there you go. But the other two movies in here, Road Trip, the original, unrated, as well as Euro Trip, unrated, both gems of the era, which I will gladly be sending you those, Nasser, since I already have copies of them.
Dude, I'm so excited. There's nothing I love more than those kind of movies from that era. They're just, you can't top them. Never. They'll never be topped.
Let me go ahead and pause my haul to tell you about the movie I watched last night. Speaking of that, so I don't remember how many movies she's done, but it definitely was a thing in the 2000s where there was movies starring Paris Hilton. Now, I'm a Paris Hilton mark. I've always loved Paris Hilton. I think she's very beautiful. I just love Paris Hilton. Always been a fan. And I would say the first movie I probably saw was House of Wax, And, dude, when I first saw House of Wax back in 2005 when it came out, I remember I left the theater and I was like, that was kind of lame. I didn't really like that. And over the years, I've heard people be like, no, but that House of Wax remake was actually really good. And I was like, I don't remember it being good. I rewatched it, bro. And I was like, no, I was right. I don't like this movie. It sucks. I still don't like it. I tried. I just couldn't get into it, man. I gave
it 3.5 stars. I liked it.
I've never seen the original, so I can't speak on it. But
you haven't the Vincent Price one? No. Well, actually, the original is actually called the Mystery of the Wax Museum. I think it's.
Dude, I don't know why I thought you were about to tell me the original is actually called House of Wax 3D. But
no, well, if you get the Blu-ray of the Vincent Price one, the original's a bonus feature. I can't remember if I.
You're right about that. You're right. I remember that because I used to have it. I never watched it, but I had it.
Yeah, I can't remember honestly if I sold it or not because everything.
Can you tell me, Nasser? Is that the one, bro? Is that the one where Vincent Price has like a purple messed up face in the movie at some point?
I can't remember, to be honest with you, because I only saw it one time.
I think it is, bro, because I remember in that golden era of the pandemic when Tom Savini was doing his cameos and he would show off the progress of his Vincent Price bust he was making. And I'm pretty sure he said it was from House of Wax.
Well, let me see. Vincent Price, House of Wax. I'll just Google it real quick. Let me see. Yeah. Well, purple? I don't... Well, yeah.
Blue,
I guess
purple? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think that could be it, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so House of Wax wasn't a big fan. But I have seen a new Paris Hilton movie that I'd never seen last night, and I believe it was from 2005, 6, something like that. It's called Bottoms Up. Now, I found this thrifting probably a year ago, and it had Paris Hilton. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it for that reason. And last night when I was looking through my stuff to watch, I thought, this sounds fun. I want to watch this. And I noticed on the front that it said that it also stars Jason Mewes. Now, forgive me for asking, bro, because I cannot remember what your relationship is with Kevin Smith movies. Have you watched a lot of them besides Clerks? I think that's the only one you said you saw, right?
I've seen Clerks, and I've seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I don't know if I've seen any other.
Jason Mewes is Jay, so you would be familiar with him. So that was a hook for me. I was like, oh, Jason Mewes. I love Jason Mewes, so that's great. And like in the first scene, Kevin Smith is also there. He's like a very, very, very side character. He only has like a couple scenes in the movie, but he was in there. I was like, oh wow, this has got a little tie-in to Jay and Silent Bob. I mean, they're not playing Jay and Silent Bob, but they're obviously Kevin Smith being in the movie along with Jason Mewes. They have some sort of connection. I didn't see them in writing credits or anything, but that was something that hooked me more. So the movie, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and doesn't it tie into The Thing as well?
The Thing.
It's got Keith David in it.
No, it has David Keith in it.
I know, that's the joke.
I'm sorry. Maybe the buffering didn't hit for me. I'm sorry, but that's pretty funny. Because I did think that when I saw it, I was like, David Keith? Do you mean Keith David? That was what my first thought. But okay. So let me just tell you the plot of this movie, because this is a beautiful, stupid idea. You know, it's just gonna make you laugh. Okay, so the plot is this: Jason Mewes is a bartender at his father's steakhouse. Okay, and they're in a position where they owe money for whatever their lease, whatever the case may be. They need money that they don't have, and they need like $10,000. And his dad's basically like, yeah, you know, there's just nothing we can do. Like, I'm pretty much gonna have to close up. And Jason Mewes is like, oh no, Dad, I can't let that happen. I'm gonna figure something out for you. And he's just like, there's nothing you can do. And then he finds out that there's a contest in LA for a bartender. It's like, you know, who's the best bartender? And the prize is $5,000, just like the Brady Bunch movie. So he's like, yeah, Dad, I'm gonna go to LA and I'm gonna get this for you. I got you. And his dad's just like, his dad's kind of like a funny New Yorker style character. He's like, yeah, whatever, son, you know. So he goes to LA and he stays in LA with his Uncle Ernie. And his Uncle Ernie is pre-introduced to us. He's like, yeah, Dad, you know Uncle Ernie is gay. He's like, he's not gay. He's just kind of colorful. Like, is there anything wrong with that? Like, and when you meet his Uncle Ernie, you know, or Uncle Earl, excuse me, he's absolutely gay. Like, it's so funny because like he knocks on his door. He's like, Uncle Earl, I'm here. And he's like turning off his gay porno and trying to change into more appropriate clothes. And like the shirt that he puts on says, I love cock. And then like, so he's like, the guy who plays Uncle Earl is really funny to me, man. He's really funny. You would either hate him or love him. But like when they're driving after like he gets dressed and stuff, he's just like, yeah, I really fooled you there, right? I was just thinking I'm gonna fuck with him. I'm gonna put a shirt that says I love cock. Isn't that funny? Like
wait, what is he, Vito and Sopranos? Like, it was just a joke, guys.
Way better than Vito and Sopranos. Way better. Much more like colorful character in my opinion. But I loved it. Anyways, so yeah, basically, bro, it just culminates with him getting involved. You know, he takes one step in one direction and it leads into a whole thing where he gets involved with like this actor. And, you know, then they try to play some gay ops on him, if you will, about trying to like make because his Uncle Earl is a tabloid person. He works for like paparazzi. So like, oh, you should do some gay ops on this guy and we can sell it for a lot of money and we can save your dad's restaurant. And then in the midst of this, he develops a relationship with Paris Hilton and etc. And I mean, I got to give him props, man. The chemistry with Jason Mewes and Paris Hilton was great. I think she's very adorable and they had good chemistry, which it sounds on paper like it's ridiculous, but they did. You know, Jason Mewes can be really funny and charming and she was great. It had all the hallmarks of a 2000s movie I like. Nudity, all the slurs, everything that we love. It was just fucking fantastic. It was a fun ass movie, dude. I loved it. I loved it so much.
Okay, I'll add this one to the list. I'll check out.
You could probably find it at Disc Replay. And the next movie I got, man, happy to get this one back in the collection, man. I think this is a movie you love. Glenn Ross. I always feel like I'm going to say that wrong.
Glenn Ross. It's like one of those things where if you said it like 3 times really fast, like you would just,
because I want to say Glenn Glary. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, Glenn Glary.
But yeah, Glenn Ross, you know, stars to the cast, Al Pacino, Jack Lemmon, who I'm sure 2021 Nostr is excited about.
Yes.
Alec Baldwin, Ed Harris, and Kevin Spacey. Hate him or love him, great actor.
Yeah, dude, it's a fun movie. I've only seen it once in 2021 Nostr at the height of his pretentious phase.
Oh yeah. And this last one I got, always going to grab every Woody Allen movie I see that I do not have. It's called Hollywood Ending. A lot of people here I know, but I'm not familiar with. Like I haven't seen a lot of their films. Like Treat Williams, I know, very beloved in the horror community. Tiffany Thiessen, Mark Rydell. These are definitely names I've heard of, you know. But
yeah, I'm Woody trying Allen, to think. I think I just know Treat Williams in what was that one? Dead Heat.
Oh yes, that movie that you really like. That's right, Dead Heat.
Well, really like. I watched it one time.
Bro, you loved Dead Heat. You were a mark for Dead Heat.
Yeah, I probably will still love it, but I'm just saying I only watched it one time.
Yeah, everybody loves Dead Heat, man. I'm alone on my island of not liking Dead Heat.
Well, maybe that you're
Everybody's
more
like,
pretentious now. You might.
no, I think I would feel even stronger about my disdain for it.
Oh, come on.
Bro, like Dead Heat, like let me just say this, okay? Because this movie has a problem that it's just gonna lose with me every time. I don't like zombie movies, Nasser. You know this about me. There's like 3 zombie movies I like. One of them is Day of the Dead. One of them is I can't even remember the other two, but there's 2 more. There's definitely two
Return of the
more.
Living Dead.
I don't know. Return of the Living Dead, bro. Like, Return of the Living Dead to me, it's overrated. Okay, I'm sorry, it's overrated. Like there are things about Return of the Living Dead that are good, but it's like it's not like let me put it like this, bro. Everything like in the initial part of the movie when they're like, you know, talking about everything, and then it happens, and they're like running around like just spooked and like freaking out. All that is gold. All that is great. A lot of those punk characters are kind of cringe, bro. A lot of them are kind of
Well,
cringe.
you know what? I think it was perfectly rated until it came back into print, and then all the pandemic-born collectors got their hands on it.
I would say even before that, man, this movie gets blown real hard. I mean, like, I like Linnea Quigley because I like Linnea Quigley. That's just always going to happen. And I love Miguel Nunez, and I think he's funny in that movie. But like everybody else is kind of annoying. I mean, I like the whatever doctor they go to try to get help or whatever. That guy's funny too. It's like the punk stuff just always kind of takes me out. I'm just like, unless it's the Linnea Quigley like striptease, I'm just like, can we get away from this and go back to the other people, please? Like, it just ruins it for me. I don't love it. And Return of the Living Dead 3, it's like a soft spot thing, because I'm like, very susceptible to like love stories, so like I do love that. But I like De La Morte De La Morte. Do I even want to count that as a zombie movie? Like,
I
I
don't
know
think
it's.
so.
I don't think I want to count that as a zombie movie, but there's definitely 1 or 2 more, and they're just escaping me right now. But by and large, I don't like zombie movies. So Dead Heat's going to just fail every time with me for that reason. You're not going to be the one good zombie movie for me. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Well, anyways, what else you got?
That's my whole haul. That's all I got.
Oh, that's the whole haul. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you had like 15 things.
No, not an amazing haul day, but I didn't come home empty-handed.
Oh, okay, cool. So, I again, I know like Uncle Leo got to get new material, but I was watching Curb today, okay, and you know what episode of Curb I'm on?
Which one?
I'm on the one where Larry and Leon are walking, and then they're like, Mocha Joe's. I know a Mocha Joe. I think I went to Mocha Joe's for the first time, and so they're there for like 5 seconds, and everything they're finding, there's something wrong with it. Like the scones are too soft, and then they get to the
Table's
table
wobbly.
and it's wobbly, and then the coffee's cold, and Larry sticks his nose in it, and I was like, oh my god, it's like 4Ks are like the Mocha Joes of physical media.
They really are. They are the Mocha Joes of physical media. You're right.
So I had had a couple topics that I that we kind of both came up with that we were on the fence. We're like, should we talk about this, or are we going to sound like old man yells at cloud? But I think a few of them are still worth talking about. So I don't want this podcast we do to just become like we're just going to complain about 4K the whole time. But I think a couple things are useful. Something that you brought up was FOMO and the whole like keeping up with the Joneses thing, and it's more like everyone should experience like JOMO, like the joy of missing out. Okay,
100%. It's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, it is. Because I mean, I will tell you, like there were so like at the height of me being pretentious and at the height of me buying a bunch of 4Ks and Blu-rays, like so I work part-time and I get a 15-minute break. Okay, you know how many times, Drew, where I was on like a 15-minute break and I opened my phone and I either got an email or maybe you or Mark or Hot Dog sent me like a link like, oh, MVD is having a like 50% off Arrow Video, and I would spend like my whole 15-minute break just like gaslighting myself, just like, no, you gotta look through the whole website now, all 12 pages. You gotta like add all these to your cart. Oh my god, you're gonna need these, like as if they were going anywhere. Like all of those are like still in print, and I would just waste my whole like 15-minute break. Like, oh, I did it. I shopped in time. I put in my like $130 order in 15 minutes or less.
Yeah, man, it to me, like, it just, I have a lot of experience with this, so I'm not just saying this like blindly, but it is very much an addiction, bro. It's just an addiction with these people. And I say this as someone who also was addicted to it. I was there too. I was like, well, I got to order the Scream Factory now so I can get the slipcover like before it sells out. Like, I did all that stuff too. And it is an addiction. You get wrapped up in it and it's hard to break away from it. But if you do, like, oh my God, everything becomes so beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, all you got to do is step away from it for just a couple weeks, a month, and all of a sudden you're going to realize, like, holy shit, I don't care that there's a new release today. I don't need it today. I'll get it later in standard edition if I have to. It's fine. Like, this being brought up, though, it's relevant because we're talking about DVDs. And one of the things you mentioned, we were talking earlier, is about value. Yeah, because one of the things that 4K collectors do a lot, which is something I've never seen in physical media until this recent trend, is they like to act like owning 4Ks is like some sort of like flex, like as if it makes you like it's like the way people like buy expensive shoes and clothes. Like they treat it like that, like it's just like this really like expensive like flair or something. Like, oh, I have 4Ks, I have a bunch of 4Ks. It's like, okay, like you have the same movie that I do. What's the difference? Like, what, HDR? Like, oh god, okay.
Right. It's like they're not even watching the movie at that point. Like they're talking about like bit rate.
Yeah, that's the thing too, man, is like most of the time, bro, when you hear people, like if you look at a review from like 10 years ago of someone reviewing a Blu-ray, I'm not saying they're not going to say, oh, it looks really good on Blu-ray, but you're going to probably see a big chunk of that review talking about the movie, how much they love the movie, how much they're a fan of the movie, how much they enjoyed rewatching the movie. Most of the time, when you watch a video about a 4K, the whole video is like the HDR and the sharpness and the clarity, and it's like the bit rate. It's like all the review is about is how technically good the disc is. It's like, what about the movie? Like literally, bro, I watched one today.
Yeah.
And I think I told you about it. Like this guy, bit of a gluttonous collector, if you will. He picked up the new Arrow Video 4K box set of Mortal Kombat 1 and 2. And literally no less than 5 or 6 times in this video, he wanted to remind us, I don't really like these movies. I think they're actually kind of awful, but I figured, it'd be good to get it. And then he's reviewing the like 4K picture. It's like, bro, you don't even like the movies. Like you just bought it because it's 4K? Really?
Yeah, these people are kind of stupid. And something I wanted to say though, before I forgot, was also just like the immense value that I've had with lately, just buying a bunch of stuff from Disc Replay, or even just going thrifting a couple times. Like I just got 3 movies for less than $10. Like imagine trying to find like just one 4K for like under like $20 now. It doesn't happen anymore. It used to.
It did. Speaking of topic we were going to talk about, something that was not appreciated, and shame on the community for just bullying these things out of, coming out. The good folks over at Paramount were doing a great service about 4 years ago, and they were releasing in Walmarts 4K plus Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital copies for $15, bro. And we're not talking about junk movies here, bro. They had The Untouchables. If you're the fan of John Carpenter, they had Escape from LA. I know that's not a beloved movie, but like their selection, they had Cloverfield, bro. I know.
They had basically everything. They had basically everything, and it was $15. And people, if you find the videos from back then, people are literally like, "But why is it in a DVD case?" I guess they want the flimsy 4K cases that.
Yeah, they want the off gassing. If they don't have the off gassing, they don't have the complete package. Like,
yeah, dude.
I watched so many people do that where they were like, why are these in DVD cases? I'm not buying this. Nobody's going to buy these. I bought them and they were awesome. That was how I bought The Untouchables, bro. I didn't like the movie, but I had The Untouchables for $15 with all the formats. Which again, I know I mentioned that to you last night when I was sending you some voice notes. Is whenever people make these videos like about like why does the Blu-ray come with a DVD? Like why are you complaining? You're getting another copy of the movie. Like that's not a bad thing for the price that you're paying. Like
And like and now, the thing is like that was, it's only taken a few years to go from that to now, like Arrow is releasing 4K only. That you don't even have like the Blu-ray option.
can't even tell you how much that pisses me off, dude. Like obviously last week, Arrow announced last Friday, I think it was, they announced their new titles, and they've been doing this more and more and more lately, and it pisses me off every time. They put out something as 4K only. And let me just be clear what I mean when I say that. They didn't put out a Blu-ray version 5 years ago and this is an upgrade. This is a new to their library release only in 4K. And like, okay, in the case of Clive Barker's Underworld, which was one of the things they announced, there's a Kino Lorber Blu-ray. That's okay. That's fine. I don't, that's fine. You had the Kino Blu-ray. Now, if you want a 4K, you got to grab the Arrow one. That's fine. Get that. No complaints there, bro. But the one that pissed me off was the movie Go, because there is no imprint Blu-ray for Go. It's not available. It was $100 Blu-ray. It's probably gone down a bit now because of the 4K announcement, which is cool, but you cannot get an imprint version of that movie on Blu-ray. You can only have it on 4K. I don't like that, dude. Like I don't like that. I think that it is really rude to all their customers who have been Blu-ray collectors for them for years. And I mean, it's not like they don't do Blu-ray still. They had Blu-ray options for everything else besides the Clive Barker movie and Go. And, some of these like Arrow simps, wanted to defend it. Like they didn't license both, bro. They can't get the license for everything. It's just like,
but that's never stopped them before.
It never stopped them before. It's like, oh, all of a sudden they're being denied Blu-ray licenses. That sounds kind of how convenient. It just so happens to coincide with a time when everybody suddenly has this opinion like they don't need Blu-ray or something. But besides that, like they're like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't know, bro. I'm just saying I find it very peculiar that Sony would be like, no, you can't have the Blu-ray option because we said so, even though we don't currently produce it available to purchase. Like that doesn't make any sense to me, dude.
So there's a couple more things I want to talk about, but one of them, so you got this release and then I think you sold it, but I did not get it, and that's Day of the Dead. And there's a lot of stuff going on with that, but one thing I want to point out, and I can't stand this. It doesn't have the Roger Avery commentary. It did not carry over from the Blu-ray to the brand new fancy mega ultra super deluxe exclusive 4K UHD release. And that's the thing about older Blu-rays and DVDs is they are just so loaded with special features, and people will just not as simp as like not even like a good enough word. Like I gotta try to find like people like grovel for like these 4Ks. Okay, they like grovel for them, but most of the special features aren't even carried over. Like another one too was what was that? Which release of it with Texas Chainsaw 2 has like all those Toby Hooper shorts, and those don't carry over.
So we'll get into Day of the Dead in a second because that's a loaded topic. But like with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, I watched a video recently and they were showing their Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection, and they had the standard edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 Arrow Blu-ray, the original one from like 10 plus years ago. And then they had the new 4K. And of course, like they were basically in so many words being like, yeah, this one's kind of useless now though, because 4K is the way to go because HDR, but by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, the Arrow 4K of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is actually faulty on a lot of players, and it just shows a black screen. So, if you're concerned about the HDR, you might not even be getting it. But in regards to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't look good in its remastered form. I have the Vinegar Syndrome one, and that's where that restoration comes from. So yeah, it does look really good. But here's the thing, okay? The Blu-ray never looked bad. It wasn't like it was like unwatchable, like people would like you to believe. It's not that. The original Arrow Video Limited Edition Blu-ray is still superior for the reason that it contains a whole other Toby Hooper movie on the bonus disc and one of his short films. I mean, that was something Arrow used to do a lot of, because, you know, like you look at an Arrow video package. I don't know if they're moving away from this or not, but just look at something on your shelf, bro. I know you don't have them right now, but you know what I mean, Nasser.
Yeah.
Like, you look at an Arrow video at the back cover, and you're like, oh, these guys love Criterion. They're trying to copy them. The layout, you know, the way they put their features and all that. They love Criterion, and they used to take a lot of notes from them, you know, like with their features, because Criterion is known for including extra films, murder a la mode, you know, mediocre as it may be, or short films from the directors. Like, so that was something Arrow used to do more of, and it was awesome. Like, why would you not want more movies or more from the director you love? So just by that thing alone, bro, the limited edition Arrow Blu-ray TCM2 is better than the 4K. You know, and I say that, I do have to make one thing clear. I do not specifically know what special features were produced after that release came out, because that movie on 4K, if you get the Vinegar Syndrome, the Arrow has a shitload of special features, and I think a lot of them come from the Scream Factory Blu-ray that came out, I think, in 2016. It's like a big, huge, like feature-length documentary, which is really great. So I don't know if the Arrow release back then had those features, but it's still a great release, and it has the short films. It's worth having for that reason.
Yeah. So, so that was something I was looking at just the other day when you brought that up, and you know, I've just been amazed, dude. Like, geez, what was it I was watching? Let me check my letterbox. That was,
I know you were mentioning "Don't Say a Word," bro.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, don't say a word. Yeah, that one, dude. That one had so many special features. I couldn't even get through them all, dude. And it was they're also just interesting, and they have different people. Like they had a couple producers doing maybe like a 15-minute interview or something about like, what does a producer actually do. And to be honest, I'm still not sure. But they had everything. They had like so much like behind the scenes stuff, and the director commenting on some of the behind the scenes stuff, and so just so full of interviews, dude. That one was just so packed. I couldn't even get through them all, dude. These all have like commentaries and all sorts of gems that just did not carry over, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like, I forget which movie I'm thinking of in regards to this, but I remember, like a couple of years ago, I was watching special features for one of the movies I had, and there was like an interview with the costume designer. I think it was, I forget what it was, dude. I'm not gonna try to remember, but the point is, that was another thing that just me personally, and I'm not like I don't know. I've never worked on a movie set. I don't know what all these people's jobs actually are, but they really taught me what their job is, and it was so interesting, dude. I loved like seeing that, and you know, I've said this a million times. Personally, just me, my preference is I want to hear from the people who were there making the movie. That's what I want to hear, you know. And not everybody has the luxury of being Roger Avery, you know. That's a commentary I'll listen to, because that's a great commentary. But like otherwise, I just want to hear from the people that were actually there and actually like can speak on it. Like I don't know if you watched that YouTube video I sent you, but you'll obviously see this when you get your Eyes Wide Shut Criterion. Great interview.
Oh yeah, I did watch that.
Yeah, with that woman who worked on the film with him. It's so interesting, dude. Just great interview. And even like I'm not a huge fan personally, bro, of Tim Burton interviews. He's a little cringe to me, but I still liked listening to his interview on the Pee Wee Herman Criterion. It was really good, dude. And I got to give credit to the guy who like was interviewing him, because he kind of carried the conversation, you know. But yeah, the stuff back then, bro, the studios just put money into that shit, man, and they just got everybody like you know, it's a lot of times when you hear people who have been collecting for a long time, like Spencer, for instance, he'll be like, yeah, this release right here is like film school in a box, like, and it really was, you know, like especially like with the Lord of the Rings special features. Oh my god, like that stuff was fascinating, dude. Really in-depth stuff, man, you know.
Yeah, dude, I dig it.
Let me read you, bro, real quick, just for the sake of our conversation here. Let me read you. Let's see. I was going to read you the special features on one of these releases I got, right? Okay. So, okay, this Glenn Ross, right? It's a 2-disc edition, right, bro? But to be fair, Nasser, disc 2 is just the full screen version, okay? But listen to this, bro. There's some good stuff, and then there's some DVD early era kind of special features, okay? We got newly remastered widescreen, full screen versions. Okay, DTS English digital surround sound, if you're one of those surround theater people. 5.1 English Dolby Audio, 2.0 English audio, 2.0 French audio. You know, I love that. Digitally remastered interactive menus, English and Spanish subtitles. But then on the other side, we got ABC, an original documentary tracing the psychological intersection of fictional and real life salesmen. A tribute to Jack Lemmon, new interviews, an audio commentary with the director James Foley, production notes, and cast and crew biographies. Not a loaded release, but still a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. And let me just say this, by the way, Nasser, on the back of the road trip trilogy thing I have here, right?
Yeah.
For Euro Trip, this is what it says, bro. Listen to this. It says Euro Trip, unrated deleted scenes, nude beach exposed, and more. Brother, that is 1% of the special features that are on there. You're going to be blown away when you get that DVD.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. They just wanted to let you know about the good shit that's on there. I love when special features have extra nudity. I like the Humanoids from the Deep, where they're like, we unearthed these outtakes, and it's just a bunch of extra nude scenes. It's great.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, dude. I just love all these DVDs. They all have like documentaries on them. Some of them have like multiple commentaries. It's just, dude. It's just been mind blowing. Like, do you have any idea how many Blu-rays I've bought that were like $20, and then you go to the special features, and I'm not saying they're bare bones, but it might as well be, because like the special features are just all just garbage. It's like the audio commentary with this film critic that nobody's ever heard of, and that has no insight into the movie, and just makes like obvious observations. Like, oh, you could tell he's angry in this scene because you see how he made that face. That means he's angry.
Yeah. Let me tell you about a release real quick that was kind of bare bones, but I wasn't personally unhappy with, and I'll explain it to you real quick. Last year, when Vinegar Syndrome put out the Rage Carry 2 on 4K, I was excited because that movie was out of print in the US. You could still get, I think, the 88 Films Blu-ray at the time, but I just wanted like an official copy back in my collection. I think I just had it on DVD. And they added approximately 0 new special features, bro. Nothing at all. But the special features that are already on there are all excellent, in my opinion. And it's just like 4 things, dude. You got an audio commentary with Kat Shea, which is great. I love listening to her. She has like an ASMR quality to her voice, but it's interesting. I love what she says about it. There's a second interview, audio commentary with Kat Shea that was done for the Scream Factory release when it came out. Unfortunately, it is censored. There's a lot of things that they just cut the audio out because she's probably saying things that NDA, whatever that comes down to. And then there's deleted scenes with optional audio commentary by Kat Shea. And I love hearing her talk about it because she basically says, like, I really love this scene, but if I put it in the movie, it would have slowed it down. So I had to take it out. Stuff like that. It's really interesting. And, that's pretty much the long and short of it, but they're all quality special features. Nothing expansive, but it's everything I could ask for. I don't need, like Timothy McNaughton podcast host telling me about his love for the Rage Carry 2. I don't care. I'm not interested.
Yeah, dude. I feel you on all that. So I dig the special features that I'm getting on all these DVDs, and I'm just like, I'm kind of like mind blown, because then I see, like, by comparison, like, I wish I had one down here with me, but like we've said 100 times, like all my stuff is boxed up. I've just got like a couple that are loose in my room that I recently picked up, but like you could just go down the list. Like some of these have like 3 commentaries. Some of them have whole documentaries. You get like an hour behind the scenes footage. I think the Chuck Berry Hail Hill Rock and Roll has like hours of like jam session footage on there.
Dude, one thing I miss, I don't think this happens much anymore. It's probably for licensing reasons, but like they used to, like, on DVDs, like I know the Amityville Horror original MGM DVD had this, where they would like license like a documentary from like a whatever, like the History Channel that was done about the movie or the crimes or something. I loved when they used to do that, man. Like I know that the Silence of the Lambs, I don't know if it's on the Criterion, but there's definitely like one of those, like a Bravo Network special or something that they license. Like I loved when they used to do that, man.
Dude, I've seen some Criterions that license Dick Cavett show interviews.
Oh yeah, dude, that's so great, man. I mean, that just must make you so happy when you see that.
Yeah, dude, that's so keno. I think there might be like, one on Paths of Glory. I think Kirk Douglas might have one there.
Dude, let me tell you another thing too, real quick. On the opposite end of it, there's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie called Time Cop, which I really like. and I have it on Blu-ray. I was able to get it in a double pack with Bloodsport, which I'm very happy with that Blu-ray. But before I got that, I was contemplating getting the Scream Factory release that had just come out on 4K. Comes with 4K and Blu-ray, obviously, right? But the reason I didn't get it, bro, is because it was $27.99. I was like, I'm not paying that. But that's a lot. But it's like kind of standard fare for Scream Factory, right? But do you want to know something about that release, bro? Just remember that I told you it was $27.99.
Yeah.
Absolutely bare bones, dude. Not a single special feature on it. Not a single special feature, bro.
Bro, is that double feature on Amazon? Because now I'm about to take that out of my save for later. Because I remember when you recommended this to me, I saw that one.
I believe it's not in print anymore, but I don't think it's expensive on eBay. Because that's where I got it. It might be $20, bro, but you're getting 2 movies. It's probably as good as it's going to get for now, but it's worth getting those 2 movies for sure. If you can find it under $20, it's like a deal. If not, you can get it.
Wait, it's Time Cop and what else?
Bloodsport.
Okay, cool. I'm looking that up on eBay to find that later. But okay. So what else we have to talk about is the Criterion sale, and I will be going July 1st because I put it off for a few days because I wanted it's right next to my disc replay, and they're both like 35 to 40 minutes away from me. And I've got a $10 off coupon that starts July 1st. And I wanted to, use it at disc replay. And I just honestly didn't want to make like 2 trips. Like I just wanted to knock everything out in one trip. So do you have a list of Criterions?
Always, but I don't think I'll be participating this month. Just I'm just not really in a position to, unfortunately. But it's a great time of the year. I'm always excited about it. I cannot, in good conscience, give recommends because I have to gatekeep the good stuff. So I'll just say go buy The Breakfast Club and go
Risky
buy
Business.
Seven Samurai, Risky Business, and Citizen Kane. You're not going to go wrong with those. But I can't give real recommends. I got to gatekeep them.
Oh my God! Well, should I even list mine then, or are we gatekeeping everything?
No. You can say what you're going to pick up. Yeah. It's okay. Tell me what you're going to pick up.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Drew gatekeeps everything. I don't know. Now I'm like, well, should I gatekeep these?
Are you getting the Elephant Man 4K? Or are you happy with your Blu-ray? You're happy with your Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, I'm happy with my Blu-ray.
It's the same restoration, bro.
Yeah. So no. Yeah, I'm keeping that. I think the only David Lynch that I upgraded was I did upgrade Mulholland Drive. Oh wait, did I upgrade Blue Velvet too? I can't remember. I can't remember if I upgraded Blue Velvet.
Still a 4K restoration, if I'm not mistaken, bro.
But no, I think I might. I think I only just upgraded Mulholland Drive. I think that was.
Is that your favorite David Lynch movie, Nasser? I feel like it has to be.
You know what? It is. And then last time I watched Blue Velvet, I was like, no, wait, is it Blue Velvet? But to be fair, every time I watch one of these, I'm just like, no, it has to be this one. This was my favorite.
I mean, they're all worthy of it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for when they do Wild at Heart.
Why was I going to say Wild of Heart? Yeah, Wild at Heart. I'm actually a little nervous, bro. I hope they don't make it a box set only thing. I hope that doesn't happen, because I don't need the other ones I have, I have everything else, except for The Straight Story, which would be cool if they put that out. I gotta just watch that movie, man. I'm sorry. I streamed it. It was cool.
I love Sissy Spacek. I really do.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Sissy, yeah, she's in a movie 3 Women with Shelley Duvall, and that's also a Criterion that I have to get. I've only streamed this movie. I streamed it once, and I really loved it. It was awesome. So I got to get 3 Women in the sale. Mm-hmm. I've also got to get at least 2 that I sold with the intention of getting back, because I had to clear up a lot of space in the basement, and I did end up selling 12 Angry Men and Diabolique because I didn't think they were going anywhere, and I'm sure they're not going anywhere, especially 12 Angry Men. But Diabolique,
no, they just got reissued as a 4K, so it's going to be back for a while.
Yeah, but
like I said, Diabolique, make that a priority because that's been in the collection for a while. And just in case.
Yeah, that's been there for a while. So that's like those ones are the top of my list. I think my brother's list is short. He really just wants to pick up Last Temptation of Christ, so that might be one of them. But
I don't know your brother's taste, man. Is it just because of Martin Scorsese, or is he like a Willem Dafoe fan? What's his draw to that?
I don't know because I haven't seen it, and he watched it, and
Oh, okay. He liked it
yeah,
then.
yeah, he liked this. I really don't know, but we were at Barnes and Noble like I don't know, like a month or two ago together, and we were looking at the criterions, and he was like, "Oh, man, I should get this one. I like this movie," and I was like, "Just hold off for like." It was like a month ago because I was like, "Just hold off for 1 month, Eli, and it'll be even better of a deal. It'll be
Yeah,
half
it's a
off."
movie I've wanted to see for a long time, man. I feel like it could be one of those good Martin Scorsese movies.
Yeah, well, you know what? Martin Scorsese is one of those guys that every time I sit down and watch one of his movies, I'm like, of course, this is going to be like a really great, amazing movie. And it's not that they're not good, but I don't know, they never really stick with me. I'm never really like in love with them, except
Taxi
darn
Driver.
it, it's on, no, no, basically Taxi Driver. It's on the tip of my tongue because I just watched it. Now I'm looking like an idiot with Nick Cage.
Bringing Out the Dead.
Bringing Out the Dead, yeah, Bringing Out the Dead. I really like that one, mostly
Good
for Nick
movie of
Cage.
the dead.
Yeah, a good movie of the dead. Yeah, Taxi Driver is cool too. Like his movies, like they're not bad, but
His
I don't
movies
know.
are not bad. They're not
I'm just
bad. They
never
just
like
have
really in love with them.
they just have certain things in them that turn me off.
It's mostly
Um,
style over substance, I want to
exactly
say.
that. It's the style of the movies a lot of times that bother me. Like they're very like pop culture oftentimes, and that's just not my thing.
Yeah, I just feel like the story is just not always there. It's a bunch of
It's
style.
another
It's
thing. That's another thing with him, man. It like I had the same issue with him that I have with Tarantino. Is there's like it's not that it is an epilogue, bro, but it has epilogue vibes to me at the end of his movies. I'm always like, can we have just ended this like 20 minutes earlier? That would have been better. Like with
and
Raging Bull or Goodfellas. Like I didn't need all the extra shit I got. I didn't need to
and
see Henry at the end standing in front of his doorway. Like you didn't have to show me that for me to get that.
the thing is, oh, I want to say something about Goodfellas too. Just don't let me forget. But the thing is, like, I feel like, well, actually, this actually is about Goodfellas. Both these things I want to say. He basically starts remaking all his movies as other movies. Like Goodfellas, he remade it as Casino, and then believe it or not, he remade it again as Killers of the Flower Moon. And I know I've ranted about this movie so many times on this channel, but I just can't get over it. There's even like a I'm going to testify. All right, I'm going to testify kind of scene. like you would get in Goodfellas, and I'm just like, really, like you took this movie about the struggles of the Native Americans and everything that was taken from them, and you took this book, this true story, and you decided to make it about oh, but he felt really bad like killing all of them and stealing all their money though, and he's going to testify. Isn't that cool? Like I don't know. he just, he yeah, I don't know. He just remakes all his movies, but you know what? You know what? I will never get over. I'll never get over like the first time I watched Goodfellas, and then you find out at one point, like, look, this is why there was voiceover. They were telling this to the detective the whole time, and I'm just like, he really had to tell the detective like all these details about his sex life, and like, no, you have to hear about how she gave me a blowjob first before I tell you about all these.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, yeah. Okay. So
No, yeah,
that's my
like
point.
that's the thing that bothers me about his movies is there's some great things in them. I love Lorraine Bracco and Goodfellas. I love Sharon Stone and Casino, but like there's just I don't want to watch a movie that pisses me off. Like I don't like that's not the
Yeah.
vibe I want to get when I watch a
Like
movie. And
I ended up selling my casino because, like, you know what, dude? I like the cast of Casino. I like the setting. I like that it's set in a casino, but it's just the same plot as Goodfellas all over again. And even Joe Pesci is just like the same annoying little character. You could take any scene of his from either of those
exactly,
movies, and it's just you would think it's just the same movie. That's the thing about
yeah,
when people talk about an auteur. I think it's kind of silly when people say, "Oh, but like you could tell who made the movie. See, he does the same thing every time." I don't think that makes Scorsese a genius or a Hitchcock, because that's anybody could just do the same shots over and over. I think when I think of auteur, I think honestly of Stanley Kubrick.
and
That
exactly like
he's
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say when I was watching that video from Sean Clark yesterday about that Tashan book, the shiny one, there's
Yeah.
literally a quote on it from Steven Spielberg, like on based on the book. And he's basically says something like, "This book is incredible. You need to like read this book in full, then watch The Shining right after immediately, and you're never going to see it the same again. It's going to blow your mind." And I read that and I just thought, yeah, man, Steven Spielberg is probably one of the biggest Stanley Kubrick fans in the world, and probably wishes so badly he could do what he did. And that's no shade on Steven Spielberg. I have a lot of love and respect for him, but there's a big difference between those two kind of directors. Like,
Yeah, dude,
one of
for
them
sure.
is a visionary, and the other one is like really good at a lot of things. You know, this it's not the same. It's just not the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, like like I've seen a lot of Hitchcock movies, and part of the reason too, like, it's not just the fact that most of them I watched like 5 years ago when I was in a pretentious phase. It's just that even if the subject matter is different, they just all feel so much the same. There are a few that stand out, like of course Psycho's the ultimate one, and Rear Window's good. Um Strangers on a Train is like, I'm like kind of down the middle on it, because like some parts are cool and some parts are just really boring.
Mhm.
And did I mention Dial M? Those are like the best ones. All the ones besides those ones I just named, they I don't know, they're all just so samey. They're all like just socialite characters, and you get a lot of like the same shots and the same thing over and over, and it just gets a little boring after a while. I really like Stanley Kubrick is for a million reasons, but especially each movie is a different genre, and even his like two war movies are just so vastly different. Besides the fact that they're different wars, but something like Paths of Glory and Full Metal Jacket, those are two war movies that each one has its own style. That I think Stanley Kubrick, he approaches it as a writer first, and then I think from there he figures out how he wants to tell the story, and his thumbprint is there, even if it's not the same scene every time. Like with Hitchcock, you could always tell when he's doing the thing. Forgive me, I forget if it's move the camera in and zoom the lens out, or if it's move the. I think it's actually he moves the camera back and zooms the lens in to make a certain effect. Or
Mhm.
there's just certain ways that Hitchcock always frames people in cars. Like
Mhm.
you won't get that from Stanley Kubrick, at least in my opinion. It's not like he's got his favorite like five shots, bro, and they're in like everything. Or even even somebody like Brian De Palma, whenever he uses split screen, he always uses it in a different way. Or if he uses a split diopter, it's always to service the story. So,
Every time,
Brian
yeah.
Brian De Palma's not a guy that's going to be like, well, everything's in focus for the lulls. Like I think no, like I'm just like it's not like this is my aesthetic, bro, which I think is what people go for when they're like, I want to be an auteur. Something like Martin Scorsese always does a thing where it's so you'll have to forgive me, I don't know the name for it, but like
He
the
does a lot
camera's
of those the one shot, the one take kind of things, bro. He does
yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah, but the one I'm thinking of is like when he's got the camera on one person and then it just like moves really quick to like another person and then
Hmm.
moves really quick back. I know there's a technical name for it. I don't know what it is, but a
Hmm.
lot of people think, oh, if I do that every movie, like I'm an auteur. No, you know the tricks, but you have to do what services the story. And I just like how Brian De Palma will always
You
do.
know,
Yeah,
I was gonna say, just bouncing off of that, because it's always going to come back to that, man. It's about the story, right? That's always what it's going to come down
yeah,
to. And my favorite directors, um, whether or not anything could be related to that's similar between their movies, the things that I will always highlight about them is what they're thematically doing. Whether it was the same topic or not, they have a story to tell, and they tell it
yeah,
so wonderfully. You know, like with David Lynch, you can never accuse him of being samey ever. Like, he's very odd and different, and he has his own voice. Like,
right.
there's nobody else like him. And
Agreed.
I love how he obviously loves mystery. He loves like the unknown, and
Yeah.
the imagination and dreams. Of course, is like his biggest thing in the world. And that's the thing, man. His dreams are so like you know dynamic and weird and hard to decipher. So just being able to capture that the way he does, it's
And
always going to be something
he
unforgettable and
he
unique.
does something, not to cut you off there. He does something very particular that I like with his dreams. So most writers, it's kind of a crutch that they use, because if they're like, and I won't say I've never done this myself, but I try my hardest never to write dream sequences anymore after I noticed this, is that many of them use it as a crutch. I can't think of something interesting to happen in the story, so haha, something spooky happened, but it was all a dream. Now he's waking up, and oh look, he's like sweating and taking a deep breath, and we know that he got spooked from that dream. David Lynch doesn't use dreams like that. I can't, I don't even know if I can articulate it well, but it's like what we were saying earlier about like every idea, even if it's goofy or stupid, you can do it like a serious way. I like the way he blends elements of dreams and real life. And, it's not just the fact that, oh, well, was this a dream? Was it real? That's the genius. It's not that. It's just the way he does it. It's just, I don't know.
And dude,
it's got its own texture to it.
I know you sent me like some comment or whatever, and it's not the first time I've seen this in regards to another movie of his. I don't think I've told you how many times I do not like David Lynch fans for the most part. They all seem to like have the worst interpretations of his movies. They always want to dissect it. They always want to break it down. They always want to understand it instead of just feeling it. And they all have the worst, like boring, like interpretations of his movies. I was like, it was just a dream. It was just a dream.
Right.
Like that's like the worst thing it could be. Are you joking?
Right. Like Lost Highway. Oh my God. But no, it must be that like he like really killed her, and then like the rest of the movie when he becomes a different guy, that's like his fantasy, like what he wants life to be if he like didn't like kill it. I'm like, they're just like losing me. I'm like, how like Yellow Umbrella, like boring.
Oh man. Yeah, like
yeah. Oh, I think the one is. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the one thing I could recommend if you've never watched David Lynch movies is just never interact with his fans online. Like, don't read what they have to say. Don't go to End and Explain. Just feel them and enjoy them.
You know what? In fact, I would like direct them towards Twin Peaks, and I would just say watch season 2 starting from like the killer reveal and just ruin it for them. Whatever episode that is, I forgot if it's 7 or 8, whatever it is in season 2. I would just start them there, and then they'll get the reveal, and they'll get a bunch of boring episodes after that, and then they'll fizzle out. They'll be like, it's not for me.
Dude, yeah. I remember I was discussing something with some people, I think one time on Reddit, and because people always ask, and it's a fairly valid question, even though technically it's just straight through, is whenever people are like, how do I watch Twin Peaks? And it's like, just watch it in the release order. Season 1, 2, the movie, and season 3. That's what you got to do. But nevertheless, I understand that it can be confusing for some people. But the one thing that I would always tell people is like, whatever you do not watch the international version of the pilot. Don't do that. And so many people have done that, and I'm like, that sucks, dude.
You know what? That's even better. That's even better than what I said starting them in season 2. Do that. Have them watch that pilot.
Yeah,
just ruin it for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man. I can only imagine how many people have done that.
David Lynch fans are just so so annoying because like I think I've used this example to death about Jaws. How I've said like people are always like why did Quint like break the radio when the sheriff's phoning for help? Like why did he hit it with the baseball bat? I'm like, that should take away a Jaws. Okay, they'll say stupid things like how come Jeffrey like saw an ear in a field? Like because then there'd be no movie. Like I don't know. Like
yeah, I don't know, man. Like I just lack of imagination. It's just a sad story.
They'll always want to say like I don't know. They'll always want something like explained in like Mulholland Drive. Like what did like the blue box mean? Like who cares what it meant? Did you have a good time with the movie or not? And you know what?
The answer to that question should always be, what does it mean to you? That's the answer. That's what David Lynch would want you to have. That's your answer. What does it mean to you?
I think David
was just something completely different to Nasser than it means to me.
I think he was just messing with people with I think somebody said before, like maybe in like a early like Mulholland Drive DVD or something, like he came with like a little insert with like 11 clues to understanding the movie. I think he was just messing with people. I would just love it if like it came out that like when the DVD was coming out, like, David, please, we need something here, and he just like put it there to troll them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also there's a few criterions where depending how things go, like if I win the lottery, that I would probably pick up, because I've got my list open here. It's like the ones I mentioned, with Three Women and Diabolique and 12 Angry Men. Like those are ones that I want to, get back in this sale. And if I could get some more, um, then there's a couple more, that I want to get. I want to get Cul-de-sac and I want to get Macbeth. I have no idea what either one's about. They're
Both
Roman
Roman
Polanski
Polanski.
movies. Yeah. Um, yeah, the thing is, like, especially with something like Macbeth, I've always been like kind of like turned off by watching. I don't know what would you even call those kind of movies. I don't know. I want to say like old timey, but old timey could mean like 100 years ago. But
It's like
like
people in those wigs and British
yeah,
outfits kind of thing, right?
yeah, like wigs and big dresses. But you know what? Like, damn it! Like after I watched Barry Lyndon and Tess, I was just like, maybe I like these old timey movies. But then I'm just like, wait, do I just like the directors behind these movies? Like, would I
Yeah,
actually?
no. Like, I
But
mean, I'm gonna watch both of those because I love Roman Polanski movies. It's that simple.
yeah, so that's why I'm just like, well, Macbeth. I guess because I like Tess. I would watch Macbeth. If it's like similar time periods and Cul-de-sac. Now, Cul-de-sac. I might try to get that one in this sale just because I feel like that one's been around for a while, and I'm just like, please don't go out of print on me. Um, and people are always, well, I don't know. Should I say that some of these companies are always hesitant to put Roman back into print if it ever falls out of print? I don't know if that's exactly it, but I know they're always worried about like backlash and stuff. I don't know. We don't have to go into that topic, but I just don't want
I
it to
was
go
just
out.
thinking it would be really based, if they were to get Rosemary's Baby back and upgrade it to 4K. I would just love to see them bring that movie back in the collection. That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah, but we don't have to go into all the Roman stuff.
I
But
would love to see them upgrade Repulsion. I mean, like, mind you, I'm not unhappy with the Blu-ray, but you know how I am with Criterion. I'll do it, especially
yeah,
the movie I love from Repulsion. I would love that. I
yeah,
would take it in a
Repulsion's
heartbeat.
amazing.
So good.
I've seen it like two or three times, but not in
I
a
had
few years.
mentioned to you in that Roger Avery Day of the Dead commentary
Oh
when he
yeah,
was
it makes
talking about the influence of Repulsion at the very beginning of that movie, which is great. It's very
yeah.
awesome, dude. Very
Which
awesome.
I've not seen Day of the Dead, so I'm just like I don't even know like what the reference
Oh yeah,
exactly.
no, it's fine. I don't have to tell you more. You'll see it. You'll know
Yeah.
it when you see it.
Oh, okay,
But
cool.
yeah, I know we were going to talk about Day of the Dead. A lot has happened in the last week over Day of the Dead, and it just Scream Factory has buried themselves. I mean, they have absolutely buried their reputation by the way that their producer has reacted on social media. And there's a lot of people out there that are apologists for Scream Factory, which I don't know why. It's not your child. You don't have to like defend them, you know. But like it's a lot of coping, dude. People spent $50 on this thing and they don't want to like say like I can't believe I wasted my money, And some of them, all you got to do is return it, man. Just return it. A lot of people have, rightfully so, because you know, I know that I sent you a clip of someone trying to like. There's been a few people who have done this, where they're like it's a stretch to call it censored. It's like no, it isn't. It's literally censored. It doesn't matter how censored it is. It is censored. It's not. I actually heard someone, or not heard someone. I read on the Blu-ray forum. Let me tell you what this was, bro. Like this is hilarious. Like coping. The guy literally was trying to like convince himself. He's like, well, what if like that audio was like an updated audio track that George Romero did because he wanted to refine his movie and replace it like with better dialogue. Like, what if he just wanted the character to say something different and then he went back and updated it back then? Like, God, dude, it's like the
Dude,
coping is getting to an extreme with this one.
dude, and what about the people that are like, oh well, if they did a replacement disc, like I don't know, I don't think I would get it. I mean, it would be a hassle. Like you guys could just say like, all right, I would take the disc. Like,
No, yeah, that's
like
another thing
just
too.
admit
Is
it.
anybody
Yeah.
who says they don't care and they're fine and doesn't bother them would absolutely accept a replacement disc. They would fill out the email form and get their replacement disc. 100% they would. Like, I mean, I've said this so many times, bro, and it's so hard for me to like sympathize with this because I just don't understand the mentality. I mean, I guess the reality is that, these people that are collecting, it's like I said, it's just a flex and they don't really care about the movie. But just in theory, if you want a movie on 4K, theoretically it's because you want to see the best possible presentation of the movie and you want it to be faithful to its original presentation. Like nobody's over here like, there's gonna be people who like it, but by and large, everybody hates the Terminator 2 4K because he revised the hell out of it. He scrubbed all the detail out of it. Nobody likes that. Every time there's like a new reissue of that 4K, or they like, did they remaster it this time? Like nobody likes that Terminator 2 4K. Nobody likes the Predator Ultimate Hunter Edition Blu-ray. They want the movie to look like it's supposed to, right? Just in theory. So why would you not feel the same about the audio? That doesn't make any sense to me, dude. It makes no sense to me.
I just feel they're all coping. They're like,
it is a lot of that. You're right, man. That's probably a good portion of it, because like, one thing we haven't talked about is the wonderful announcement that happened since we last spoke about the Stanley Kubrick box set,
right?
Which I'm very excited for. But, there's a lot of people who are, essentially saying like, well, do I need this? I already have like most of these movies in 4K. And it's just like, brother, this one is going to give you the movie in its best presentation with the original audio. Like that's not nothing. That's a huge deal. Like, because in the case of The Shining, like none of us would be expecting that there would be a future Shining 4K with the original audio. Like, the WB Shining 4K looks awesome, but its fault has always been that it doesn't have the original mono audio track. And I never, if you asked me a week ago, like, do you think they'll ever put it out with the mono audio? I'd been like, probably not, dude. I mean, that's right. The last release that movie's going to get. Like, but now they're doing that. It's something so exciting.
And plus,
there's so many.
I don't think all the special features have been announced yet. Probably very few, but it's also coming with what is it, international cut?
Yes, the shorter international cut of The Shining will be there. They announced quite a few features specifically for The Shining. And
right.
Dude, I gotta say, like, I feel like, and I think based off of everything I've read from everyone, I feel like that's the one, dude, that most people are super excited about in this box set, and rightfully so. Like, I don't know, maybe better because you've probably been a little bit more around the block with Stanley Kubrick as far as online stuff. But would you say The Shining is his most beloved movie? Like, because he does have that crossover of being this genius director, but also appealing to modern audiences. Like,
it's
what do you think?
I would say, yeah, it's his most loved movie, but
most popular. I'll say most popular at the very least.
Yeah, most popular. Yeah, I would say most popular, because I was going to say most loved. It depends. It depends if you're asking like the younger crowd like us. Like, the answer is probably going to be The Shining and/or Eyes Wide Shut. If you ask the boomer crowd, I'm sure they're going to name, Paths of Glory or Full Metal Jacket, something more war-oriented, like just all the boomers I've come across, that's kind of their thing. They probably wouldn't be, big like Eyes Wide Shut or Shining guys, compared to, just their taste, being, boomers. But I would definitely say, like, from the people that are probably going to order this set, I would say probably, The Shining's like the big one.
I think so. And I think that's a good reason why they've announced several things in regards to that movie specifically. And I mean, like, dude, I'm going to look it up right now because I don't want to not have the right information real quick. But I'm curious about A Clockwork Orange, like what the original, like, Blu-ray and 4K's audio options are. Because that one is exciting for me. I love that movie so much. It's been a favorite of mine for many, many, many years. But let me see real quick. Okay, so the 4K has. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, it is such a great movie.
Yeah. So okay, I remember someone mentioning this. So the 4K does have, presumably, the original audio track. It has a 1.0 track, but I think I read that the condition of that track is not great. So maybe Criterion will have a better source for that, or they'll restore it better. So that is exciting for sure. Have you had A Clockwork Orange on 4K before, bro?
Yeah. So I have the 4K. That's how I watched it. So
it is a nice improvement over its. Yeah, it's a nice improvement over the previous Blu-ray for sure.
Yeah, most of my Kubricks have been the 4Ks, and also I wanted to add too. So for everybody listening, all two of you, when I was selling stuff the other day, I sold my copy of The Killing because I had the Kino Lorber 4K that was like out of print, and I was like, all right, I'm going to sell this. And then I was like, I'm going to get the Criterion one, and I was going to purchase it in the sale. This is like right before they announced it. I sold that thing, and I was like, oh boy, I can't wait to buy the Criterion and then rewatch it, because I really want to rewatch it. I really like that movie. And then they announced the box set, and I was just like, damn it.
Yeah, dude. You sold that right in the nick of time, right before.
Yeah, I did. So I've got all my other. I sold Lolita too, and so besides that, I've got all my other Kubrick movies. I don't have like the first like couple, Killer's Kiss and Fear and Desire. I don't have those, but I have all the other ones minus The Killing and minus Lolita. So I still have those. I don't know. I kind of want to keep them for now, because I really felt like rewatching all his movies like right before that announcement. So
Yeah,
now
you were
like,
talking about getting into the next phase, yeah.
yeah. So now I'm just like, well, do I sell them all now and just push the phase back? But now I want to watch them all, but I want to watch The Killing, but I want to see it like the nice version. I don't want to stream it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm a little torn. I might rewatch a couple of them and then end up selling them and putting more towards the Kubrick fund. I did not pre-order it yet, but that's only because I'm just like, well, it doesn't. I could pre-order in like a couple more months.
Yeah, 4 months, bro. It's a long time still. It's a grueling wait ahead of us for sure.
But I should also say that anyone listening, if you've made it to this point, you guys should buy some cases, and right away, immediately, as soon as possible, ASAP. Like, do not wait 5 more seconds after you get it. Transfer it into some Blu-ray cases. Like,
yes, this is the sad part about this release, is that it seems that it's going to be in a digibook kind of sleeve situation, cardboard sleeve. One of the art designers for the box said, with not a lot of details further, that, oh no, they really made a nice design that really protects the discs and is good for it, and I mean, look, it looks really nice, it really does, but
I would leave it at that.
I would much prefer it with with trays, with spindles.
I would just leave it looking nice on the shelf, but I would transfer everything into their own cases.
That's how I got my Godzilla set, man. I got the book nice on display here, and then I got the movies in a case.
I don't have that one, but for those listening, like that one had some problems where like the glue was like getting on the discs, and when you you bought it at a video store, didn't they have to like clean up the discs for you?
Yeah, because it was a used copy, and we inspected the discs, because I do that obviously, and there was glue all over it, and they were very nice enough to sit there with me for like a solid 20 minutes and clean all 8 discs. It was very nice of them. They insisted on that. I didn't tell them like, you got to clean these, I'm not gonna buy it, bro. Like, they were just like, let me clean this for you, man. And he sat there and very slowly and meticulously got it all off, very gently, a lot of care. I love those guys. I miss CD Exchange.
Yeah, that was super based. That's always nice whenever they're like, let me just clean these. Like,
didn't they do that for you? Disc replay also, Nasser?
Out of one time. I've probably bought from them like 3 or 4 times now, and one time one of the employees randomly was like, hey, you know what? I think this one needs to be cleaned. Let me just clean it real quick. And I was like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah, because the one of the CD Exchange locations, bro, that I used to go at, it was my least favorite one, because they would price things too high, and the woman that worked there would just thumb the fucking surface of the disc, bro, just every time. And I would come home every time, and I would see her big fucking thumbprint on it and have to wipe it off. Like, bro, I'm sorry, but like, you know how pissed off this makes me, Nasser, because I always wanted to work there and they never would accept my application. But I'm like, please don't hire people who don't have respect for the discs, please.
Dude, 100%, dude. Oh, dude, you know what's another? Well, wait, do we still have anything else to say about Kubrick, or could we move on to another announcement? I was very eager.
We're excited for it. We can't wait. That's it.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to watch all of them, even the short films. I forgot if I mentioned this in before on the channel, but it's funny because
bro, we're gonna be like that joke you always talk about, like E.T. like drunk and white after watching the over 25 hours of special features.
dude, what I want to say though is like, it's what's so funny about Kubrick is he's like, yeah, I did 2 short films that were awful, please nobody watch them. And then like years later, like they found like a third short film, and he's like, all right, I did a short film, but please don't watch it.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, bro, I think I read this on the forum, is he feel the same way about his first movie, Fear and Desire? Isn't that the same? He's like, don't watch this one. It's not good.
I think the three short films, and I'm pretty sure the first two feature films, I think they're like close, like an hour each. I don't think he was that big on them. I think Kubrick really recognized his strengths, and I think that's why after those first two, he made 11 more movies, and they were all adaptations of novels. And
you can tell me if you know about this, Nasser. But I was reading on the forums a lot of people saying that it's theorized that a lot of like deleted scenes and stuff that was in original cuts was like instructed by him to be destroyed. Like that's what I read.
I really don't know.
Because I'm sure you're obviously aware about.
I think I heard that about like a clip in The Shining. I think
with the ending, the original ending.
Yeah, but I think that was found, wasn't it, or am I mistaken?
No, somebody did say that it was found, but when they asked Jill about it from Criterion, they emailed her. Her response was that those materials do not exist. Even though we recently heard otherwise, that it was discovered. So I don't know, but she could be relaying what they were told, maybe, because if this stuff is to be believed, then we have this like impression that the Kubrick estate is not going to give that to us because Stanley wouldn't want us to have it or something like that. That's just what I'm getting.
The thing about Kubrick, I actually don't know how much deleted scenes or like extra footage like he had, because the thing is, he had a vision, and to give you an example with Hitchcock, deleted scenes don't really exist from like Hitchcock movies, because he would go out and shoot exactly what he needed. He knew how he wanted the scene to be. And even when they found extra Psycho footage a few years ago, it's like 2 seconds. When I watched the extended cut, that's like 2 seconds longer. I don't even know where like the extra footage really was. I'm saying it's just a feeling that somebody like Kubrick, I don't think he really. I think he shot what he needed. I don't think he like shot anything extra that now was like lost media kino or something. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't really think, because extra scenes are more like not always, but usually it's something like some guy that's like a big studio guy, like superhero movies, like here's some extra scenes from the screen. You know what I mean? Like it's not really. I don't think a guy like Kubrick would even have too much of that on the cutting room floor, but I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, but there is one more upcoming release that I want to talk about.
Yeah, stuff,
Huh? What was that, Drew?
I was just saying I'm not fully aware of the history, but I've just been reading some stuff, so I was curious if you knew.
Oh, okay, sorry, because I think it had cut out there, but anyway, sorry. I do want to mention one more thing about one more release, and I don't think there's been a lot of information about this release yet, but what I've heard, I'm not a fan of, and that is Manhunter. And this is a movie that I dig. I like it. I like Michael Mann, my fellow Chicagoan. But I just he's saying he's cutting stuff out and changing dialogue, and I just don't dig that, man. I hate this whole it's gonna come out now in 2026 and we're gonna put it back in theaters. Let's update it for a modern audience, bro. I've heard people speculate that it might like censor out certain lines. It might not be so PC or whatever.
When I was looking into,
yeah, go ahead.
When I was looking into that after you had sent me that initial thing, currently at this particular point in time, I don't think anything he said necessarily applies to the restoration of the theatrical cut. I think he was referencing his new final cut. So I'm still hopeful that the theatrical cut will be as it's supposed to originally. Like that's what I'm thinking at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like a nice release of that movie, but if things are just going to be like all like tinkered and tampered with, then I will be shocked and chagrined, and I will just keep my little triple feature with that and Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, I mean, it was stated that the theatrical cut has also been restored. So as of this moment in time, I'm under the impression that we're getting those two cuts, and as long as the theatrical cut is there as it's supposed to be, I'll gladly purchase it because my Blu-ray, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's got nothing to it. If I had the
Yeah.
Scream Factory Blu-ray, I probably wouldn't even buy it. I'd be like, no, I'm good, but I
Oh,
don't have that one
agreed.
anymore. Yeah,
I wonder how much does that go for? Do you know? I'm gonna.
a lot. It's
Yeah,
out of print. It's very rare. It's like $100 Blu-ray.
yeah. I figured it would be like that. Let me see. Yep. It pops up for the lowest I see is $80 on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
I see it for 100, 150. Granted, this is all
Yeah,
asking price. This isn't sold.
I
But
used to have it. I loved it. It's just a casualty of my previous collection sell-offs. But yeah, I hope that he does just give us an unaltered original theatrical version, and I'll be happy. I will.
yeah, I would dig that
And
too.
it's really weird, man. I've mentioned this to you before, but I've seen it a few more times since I said it to you. It's very weird to me when people are like, they like all the Hannibal Lecter movies, but don't care for Manhunter. I didn't know there was an opinion you can have.
I really like Manhunter and Sons of the Lambs, and when I only saw Hannibal once, and I was like, I'm not too big on it.
I love Hannibal, but it's not as good as the other two.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think Red Dragon is great. I love Red Dragon, man.
I did not see Red Dragon.
It's good. It's very good. But
I heard the TV show is really good. I don't know if you've seen it, but I haven't seen it.
yeah, actually, we were talking about this a little bit on a stream I did with my buddies the other night. I've heard the TV show is good. I literally don't care, dude. I'm not interested in a long form expanded lore thing. I don't care. I'm not into TV shows, man. I'm just not, it might be awesome. Like I remember a couple years ago, I watched The Exorcist season 1, and my impression of it was that was cool, but I didn't really need to watch this. That was I could wasted 10 hours on this.
I saw that when it was coming out. I watched season 1, and I was like, this was pretty cool. And then I remember when season 2 came out, I was like, I'm gonna watch season 2 now. And I started season 2, and I was like, I don't remember anything that happened in season 1, and I just stopped watching.
Yeah, I remember I was watching the first couple episodes of season 1 when it came out with my ex, and she really liked it. But I just I don't know, man. It's not that it's bad. It's just I don't care about that stuff, man. I'm not into the expanded version of the movie that was perfect to begin with. I'm just not interested in it.
Yeah, I'm not even like a very big like TV guy. Like I sat down the other day to rewatch the pilot of Sopranos, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this whole show again. And then every day when I sit down to watch a movie, I'm just like, should I watch this movie or Sopranos? I'm like, just gonna want to watch a movie.
Yeah, dude, speaking of that, that's a good point because, one of the things I sold in one of my lots was my Soprano set, which, I've done that many times. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I won't buy it again because I will. I love the Sopranos. But, brother, if you're going to ask me, am I going to rewatch it anytime soon? Probably not. I have watched the Sopranos maybe 3 or 4 times in my life, and it's always good. But it's a tall order, man. I like watching movies. That's what I like. I'm not into let me just watch 75 hours of this one thing. Like it's just not necessarily what I'm going to do.
Same, dude. The only exception for me, really, and it's because you don't have to sit down and stare at every frame, is with Curb or Seinfeld, because
That's different. That's like
yeah.
sitcom. It's just
Yeah.
something to throw on and kick. It's not like an ongoing story you have to follow and all the details. Like even
Right.
when they do that, they still have it's comedy. They just do bits and stuff, and it's funny.
Well, yeah, well that's why that's the thing. It's because I like putting on Curb and Seinfeld just to I try not to lay in bed and just go on my phone, but if I do that, I'll have either Curb or Seinfeld on, or if I'm eating and I don't have a YouTube video picked out, then I'll put that on. It's just always fun. And it's not you don't have to and like you were saying, you don't have to give up all your time to watch a TV show. You don't. Sopranos is what almost 90 episodes.
The only exception, bro, for me with that, there's only one exception to this whole conversation, and it would be Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks to me, I don't want a shorter version of it. I love Twin Peaks, especially The Return. So that's the one exception to what I'm talking about. I love that, obviously.
I like Twin Peaks. I like that the first season's what is it, 8 episodes, and the second season you only need to watch 8 episodes.
I'm not one of those guys. I'm not a hater of Twin Peaks season 2. I understand why people don't like a lot of what goes on in it. I get it. It is different when he's gone. I fully understand that. I enjoy it still regardless. I do, but the return is the one. The return is the one that contradicts what I just said. I will watch that 18 hours over the course of 2 or 3 days and love every minute of it. I love the return.
Dude, when I first watched that over the course of like a weekend, I was like, there was no better way to spend this weekend.
It's a wonderful thing to get immersed in. Like, you can't have anyone like, knocking on your door and saying like, oh, can you help me with this? Like, fuck off. I'm watching the return.
Dude, I know, dude. I think I had like a 3-day weekend, and I think I'm trying to think, did I start it on like that Friday night or whatever? But like the point is, like, I watched like the bulk of that just like on those 3 days. Maybe one episode was like on the day like right before the weekend. And I just, yeah, dude,
you got to watch it, Nasser, right? Like with no knowledge of what you were going to see, right? Like no spoilers. Because I mean, like, like that first episode, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's really great.
Yeah, dude, it's such a great experience. Dude. Now that we talk about that, see, that's the one where I'm just like, damn it,
I might throw that shit on right now. Yeah, dude, I might.
Oh, you know what? Mine's in a box. Mine's in a box somewhere. And it's
what do you have, Nasser, for that? You have the Z to A set. What do you have?
No, I've just got like a basic Blu-ray set.
Oh no, because the television collection has 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah,
that's right. That's the one. Because I couldn't remember if that was just 1 and 2. Yeah. And what do you have, the Criterion for Fire Walk with Me?
Yeah, I do. So
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you know what? And the thing is like my collection's not just like, oh, it's in like 3 boxes. It's in like I want to say 11 or 12 boxes, maybe like 12 boxes plus like 2 big like plastic tubs that we had down here in the basement that I emptied out and put books in. So I've all my books, all my movies, they're in a ton of like huge boxes that are all stacked on top of each other in like 3 different places. So yeah, and you know what? I'm such a clown because I was putting like I was putting everything, in like boxes randomly, but in my head I was like, okay, well, I know that like this is the box that's gonna have like, like my favorite movies. Like I put like a lot of them in this box, and then I was like, in this box, I'm putting like the stuff I just read plus some of the new stuff I got in and some stuff that I want to read, and then I put those boxes wherever, and now I don't know which box is which. And I was just like, okay, and even like I opened up a couple of them, and I was like, is this the box? Like, no, but what? I had no clue.
Yeah, it's a chore to find it. I get it.
Yeah, so I have no idea where anything is. So that's why like basically everything I've been watching lately has just been like recent pickups.
Yeah, which is good, man. Like that's a good segue into this. Like, I'm sure you don't want to do a 3-hour stream, but I just would love to talk a little bit about some of our recent watches, because I know the other day you told me you've had a good run recently of a lot of things you've watched that were new to you. And I just wanted to talk about at least a couple of them. And the first one I want to talk about, if you don't mind, because I think you're familiar with this movie and we can talk about it. A movie I love, dude. It's a movie that I love so much, and that is Ginger Snaps. You've seen Ginger Snaps, of course.
Yeah,
right?
I've seen Ginger Snaps. I haven't seen the sequels though, but I really want to.
You should, yeah. Like, you'll be happy. I promise you. You will be happy with the DVDs. They have wonderful special features. They look fine. Look for them next time you go to Disc Replay.
Well, I don't have them, but I could watch them. Wink, wink.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so Ginger Snaps, bro. So every time I watch this movie, I'm reminded that it is not what I consider to be a 2.5-star movie, which are movies I love. I love 2.5-star movies, but it's above that. It's better than that. There's a lot of things about this movie I love. First of all, it's very Canadian. And that's always like, especially in that era in the 2000s, I loved watching Degrassi: The Next Generation back then.
Dude, I used to watch that too.
Yeah, I love that show. And a lot of like kind of teen movies that came out at the time that I loved. I have a very strong comfort with Canadian movies and stuff. And this is very Canadian, you get a lot of stories in the movie, obviously, but and hockey too,
right?
But there's so many great things about this movie. But the one thing I love about it is it's black comedy. It's really, really great black comedy, and I think that I've always loved Katharine Isabelle and everything I've seen her in. I've always loved her, but she is like a very good like she's really good at being like I don't even know how to say it, dude. I don't know what the right words are here.
Just being cool.
She's just cool. Her line delivery is very great. It's very good, and I love her chemistry with Emily Perkins. Emily Perkins is, she's up there with Kimberly the Pink Ranger as a first crush from when I watched It 1990 as a kid. I love Emily Perkins every time I see her, and I love her character so much. It's a movie mostly about her, even though the movie's called Ginger Snaps. It's about her dealing with it, and she's the primary focus of the second movie, which is my favorite one. But it's got some good gore in it, if you like that kind of thing. The werewolf doesn't look amazing, but it's okay. It's not CGI at the very least,
You know what scene I love in that movie? I just got to say, I love when there's like blood and everything on the kitchen floor, and then the girls I think their parents come home and they're like, "Oh my god, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?" And then it's just like, "Oh my god!" It's just like I died laughing when like one of them's like just pretending to be dead, and the mom walks in and,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, sorry, mom." And it's just the blood's just all over the blood. I'm just laughing. I don't know. It's so funny.
I love the mom character in the movie so much. She's I've seen this character in a few movies before where she's just like, she'll do anything for her children, no matter how fucked up it is what they do. And she takes that role on really good. She's a wonderful mom. She is. And she also has that like great dynamic of like, her daughters are clearly like, leave me alone, mom, fuck off, mom. And she's like, oh, you're so cute. I love you. Like she has that dynamic with them. And I love that. Like, I love the part when, I forget what it is, but it's a similar situation where they have to like distract their parents. And what's it called? Bridget comes up to her and she's just like, Mom, what do boys want? And like, so she's like,
oh yeah.
And then like, basically that, but I was going to say something else, but I forgot what it was. But the point is like, I love the characters, and the dad, he's very much just very minor, only has a few moments, but like, he's just always kind of there, just like watching them banter with each other and not knowing what to say. Just really good. And then of course, the movie is an allegory for getting your period. If you're a girl, I'm sure you can relate to it, but, it's just great. I love all the characters. And it's just wonderfully charming, and it's just a step above being average. It's really, really great. I wouldn't call the sequels better. I think the first one is easily the best one, but I love Emily Perkins a lot, which is why I'm very partial to the second one. But the first one is just so much fun, and I love Ginger Snaps so much.
So 2 and 3, do they go like more schlocky, or they try to be serious?
No, they're different. Number 2 is about Bridget. She ends up in a mental institution, and she's trying to deal with the fact that she's, transforming. So she has to take that monk's hood and whatnot. And she's in an institution, so she can't really get a hold of it. So she has to like schmooze with like the male, employees and get them to hook her up with the drug or whatever. It's not a drug, but it comes off like a drug. That's kind of what that movie's kind of symbolizing, is like addiction and stuff. And Katharine Isabelle is like a ghost in that movie, so she's kind of like talking to Bridget here and there, but she's kind of replaced with the character of Ghost, who I love. That's Tatiana Maslany, however you pronounce her name. That's her in that movie as a young teenager. So it's mostly like following Bridget, trying to deal with this and trying to like stop her transformation, obviously, and maintain it. So that's what that movie's about. And the third one is a movie that I would definitely say don't pay more than a couple bucks for it, because it's not really that good, but it has good elements, if you like these movies and you want to stay in this world. Because that one is like, it takes place in the past, like in the whatever 15, 16, 1700s. I don't know. Those decades are yellow umbrella to me. I don't know which ones are which.
Right.
Yeah. But that movie's like a prequel, if you will, which I guess they call it their ancestors. But I think I interpreted it more like this is just the same movie, but taking place in the past, basically.
Oh my god, that sounds like a Charlie Band. Like, well, we paid for these costumes, so why don't we make a sequel in a completely different franchise? Like
kind of use them
for one franchise and then recycle them in another.
I don't remember, dude. How close together they came out. I want to say they were back to back, and it has like that whole Pearl vibe where it's like, well, we're here. Why don't we just make another one, but in the past? Yeah, but it's still fun to watch if you love the girls, obviously. So it's worth watching.
Oh man, this one that I just watched a couple days ago. Completely different from Ginger Snaps, but I love this movie that you introduced me to, and that's Riding in Cars with Boys.
Great
Oh my
movie.
god,
One
dude!
of my favorite movies ever, for sure.
Dude, it's such a great movie. It is so great. I loved everything in it. I
Just
loved
got to put
the
this over, bro, because I know you'll concur with me on this. Wonderfully executed period piece. No stupid ass modern needle drops in
yes,
1957 or whenever it takes place. Like beautifully done. Great costume design for that era. Wonderful.
yes. You know what I like about it is with the design of the times, it doesn't try to like be in your face like how something these days like
Yeah, they go over the top, bro. They're
things
gonna
started
have
to
like
trend.
someone hit the jukebox with their elbow and like all that stupid
And
stuff.
it
Like
was
it's nothing like that.
right, but like it's just so funny because it's like every period piece that comes out now, it's just like, well, it takes place in the 80s. We need all new 80s, everything all the time, all at once. It's like there
You
can't
got
be
everything's got
anything
to be
like
bright and neon. Everybody's hair's got to
right.
be teased, and yeah, everybody's got to have
Right.
a Walkman.
Right. There can't be just anything like a little bit older than the 80s creeping into the 80s. Like what, 1980 hit and everyone's like, we gotta throw out all our old stuff now.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Like as if people didn't have things from the 60s and 70s in their houses still.
right. Like
Like when I was a
and
kid, bro, when I was a kid in the 90s,
yeah.
my grandma's house was full of stuff from the 70s. Everything 70s.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's exactly how I remember stuff being was if I went to a relative's house, like everything was just full of like older stuff.
Hmm.
So I liked how they did that. I like they didn't stuff it down your face. The music was all good. The hairstyles were awesome, and the jokes all landed, and the chemistry was great. It was
Hmm.
just it's just so
I love
believable,
James
and
Wood in that movie. I love James Wood, man.
you know the when I just love when a movie starts and it just already feels like that world like already existed. That's kind of what I got from Riding in Cars with Boys. It's just a really fun, powerful movie. I think kind of like towards the end, it was a little odd because the tone of the movie or the point of the movie kind of shifted from Drew Barrymore's character to like her. It kind of became all about her son. I thought that was like a little bit odd. Um, but besides that one little complaint, I love the movie so much, and I'm kind of in a little bit of a Brittany Murphy phase because you did your video, and a lot of those movies, I was like, oh well, these sound cool, and then they just had a bunch of them at Disc Replay, so I was like, I'm getting this one, and I think I even added a few more to my list because I have like a little list of DVDs to look for next time I go to Disc Replay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's perfect. I love everything about it. I don't have any issues with Writing Curse of Boys, but it's just a wonderful kind of slice of Americana, if you will. It's just
Yeah.
beautiful.
And oh my god, one of like the best jokes, like seriously, this is a top three funniest joke. I laughed so hard.
This is something that if you whatever, if people are listening to your messages on Instagram, you're gonna get blown up with this because this is a clip that everybody shares from this movie.
Yeah, but I've never heard of this movie till now, so I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that. So now I
You
feel
were able to
like a
get
normie.
you were able to get it live in the movie. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
You
now
will,
I feel like a
yeah.
normie because everybody likes it. Like this
Everybody likes
joke,
this scene. It's like the scene
but
everybody highlights.
oh my god, but I just could not stop laughing when Drew Barrymore's like, "How do I tell my parents?" Randy Murphy's like, "Right, just tell me. We'll just practice." All right, mom, dad, I'm pregnant. My daughter's a tramp. My daughter's a tramp. It's put a gun on my head.
It's
Oh my
very good.
god,
Yeah.
oh my god, I was dying. That oh my god, just I don't know, dude. It has such a good balance too of being able to be a comedy but also a drama at the same time. And it's never jarring. Like some scenes might be like they might be like silly or funny, and then some are like serious.
Yeah,
They just
there's
like
no
blend so well.
there's no well that just happened moment. It's not
Right.
stupid comedy.
Right. It's like it's just they just have such a good dynamic that anything they say is just so believable. I was just like I was really hoping like that this would be like a movie that like when I turn it off and I do my like deep dive like reading the Wikipedia like I find out like oh they actually did like 10 more of these and then it's the same cast for 10 more movies. Like I was just really hoping I was like crossing my fingers. Please tell me there's more. Like I just need Drew Barrymore and Brittany Murphy together in a car doing anything, talking about anything. It'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
Just a great movie. I'll talk about one more, if anything, at least one more.
Yeah.
My friend Steak Sauce recently watched this movie, and I had picked it up thrifting a while back. I was like, oh, this sounds like a good time to watch this. I watched Pacific Heights with Michael Keaton, Melanie Griffith, and some other guy that I don't know. But it was very good. It was a nice little thrilling movie. So the story of this movie is Melanie Griffith and her husband. Well, they're not married yet. I think they're engaged. I don't think they're married yet. But that's not important. The point is, they get a house together. They decide to buy a house, and it's very expensive. You know, it's one of those situations like, well, we really can't afford this. But this particular house has a bottom floor, which has two separate kind of like little apartments, so they can rent those out, and that's what they're going to do. And so they're obviously taking applications, and they get an application from Michael Keaton's character, who is like a con artist, basically. He finds a way to get into this apartment, and he, you know, convinces them, like, yeah, no, I'm on business a lot, you know, but I'm gonna just wire you all the money. And he's really good about, you know, manipulating people essentially. And he gets into the apartment. The guy hasn't gotten his money from him yet. And you know, he's got the apartment door locked, so the guy can't do anything about it. He tries to call the cops, and the cops are just like, brother, there's nothing you can do. He legally can stay there. You know, he's squatting now, basically. And it's very frustrating on behalf of Melanie Griffith and her husband having to deal with that. It creates a lot of problems, and it just escalates and escalates and escalates, and it turns into something very dramatic in the end with how it concludes. And because at one point, you know, when she is speaking to a police officer about it, he has this reaction to them. And it's a reaction that I had when I was in a similar situation in my life, which is like, you need to just let it go. You need, like, they fucked you. It's over. Like, if you try to fuck with it more, you're just gonna get yourself in a deeper hole you don't need to be in. And that was the that was the advice that he gave her. But, you know, you can understand in this movie, or the character's like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna get mine. You know, they're not gonna fuck me like this. So of course they get the revenge, you know, and it's wonderful to watch. You know, I don't know how many people out there have dealt with this, but if you have, you will enjoy the revenge aspect of this for sure.
You know, when I want to talk about that was another Brittany Murphy recommend from you is The Dead Girl. And so when I was gonna watch this, it was I just got back from the gym. You know, I get back at like around 6-ish in the morning, and I was like, "Good morning, Drew. I think I'm gonna watch this one." And you were like, "Oh my god, great! That's a nice thriller." And then so I put it on, and afterwards I was like, "Oh my god, it was great." It wasn't really a thriller though; it's more of a drama. And you were like, "Yeah, I know. I was afraid to correct myself."
Yeah, no, because like I read that message when I just woke up, and for some reason I just wires crossed that I thought you were gonna watch Don't Say a Word, and I'd already sent the message, and I was just like, it doesn't matter. Like, he'll watch the movie, and he'll know what it is. Like, it doesn't.
But
matter.
I think you were afraid though. You're like, "Oh my god, is he going to come back and be like, no, I didn't like it because it wasn't a thriller. It was actually a drama."
No, literally, it's not that. I was just too lazy. I was half awake. I just didn't care to like. It's like, you know, I send you plenty of messages where, you know, there's typos galore, and I just let it go. I'm just like, I'm not going to waste time backspacing constantly.
So I wanna talk to you about Brittany Murphy a bit because so I had only seen her in Cherry Falls, and then recently I don't know how many of her movies I've watched, maybe like at least 6 of them, I think. And so I've kind of had like a little Brittany Murphy marathon, and I'm just like really digging all her movies, and she's just such a great actress. And so this is my review of The Dead Girl, and this is a list of things I will never get over in my life. Number 1, the Beatles not releasing Carnival of Light. Number 2, the formation of the IRS in 1913. And 3 is Brittany Murphy dead at 32. She's just so amazing, dude. She could play anything. She was just really great.
Definitely, for sure. I agree.
So, yeah, that's my review of The Dead Girl. It's a
great cast.
Yeah,
really
great cast. Yeah, Rose Byrne and Mary Steenburgen's in it.
James Franco's in it. Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, fantastic. Just fantastic cast.
Yeah, and I think you got your package for me, so you get to see Phoenix soon, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Nice little cop drama, little bad lieutenant action kind of thing going on there. So,
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, not as intense as Bad Lieutenant, but the same kind of cop character. So I think you'll
And Bad
enjoy that.
Lieutenant's such a good movie too.
It's a great movie. So is the second one.
Yeah, I still have to see that one, but I do have it now. It's just somewhere in a box.
Somewhere in a box, you'll see it at some point. You will like it. It's really good. It was just funny because I was telling Nasser the other day when I was watching an old Kino episode, I was like, man, I didn't know that you used to hate Nicolas Cage. And I don't know how many movies of his that you've watched since that Kino episode, but
like a dozen. That.
But you haven't seen nothing yet because there's a lot of great Nicolas Cage movies for you to discover still and realize that he is the GOAT actor.
I don't think I'd actually even seen like a Nicolas Cage movie. I think I was just being a hater.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the way some people have done that over the years with actors like Tom Cruise, for instance. It's like
or Anna Nicole.
Oh yes, of course, Sum 41. But the thing about with Tom Cruise, I think everybody just whatever happened at that little point in time in the early 2000s. Maybe it was just him being so frantic on talk shows or just his opinions about his religion. People just had this impression of him. Maybe they saw him in a movie they didn't like and they just thought this was all he had to offer. It's like, brother, he literally did a movie with Stanley Kubrick. He's done so many Kino movies. He's worked with some of the best directors of all time. Brian De Palma, Steven Spielberg, the list goes on. He's a GOAT. He's one of the best. He's awesome. And he's one of the ones doing it right still to this day.
Agreed. He is really great. I think people just dislike him for the Scientology thing. But funniest review of Eyes Wide Shut was somebody was like, "Oh man, he fell for a cult again."
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Your review of it was pretty funny when you said it on Kino the other day because I think you were talking about that. It was only brief because I'm guessing the other guys hadn't watched it or something.
No, they hadn't. They were losers.
That is kind of funny, because that's it's not the first time I've heard that where people just didn't watch the movie, and maybe again it's because of their preconceived notions about Tom Cruise. But I mean, come on, man, Eyes Wide Shut is a fucking masterpiece. It's great.
Yeah, dude. It's so great. I love that one. That one, you know what? I go back and forth so much with that and The Shining of which one's my favorite, and it really just depends on which one I've seen last. But yeah, it's just, oh my god, dude, it's such a great movie. Which guys, I'm such a clown because when it came out on 4K, I was like, oh well, it's sold out, and I'll just wait and get in a sale, and then I was like gearing up to get it in this sale along with The Killing, and then they were like, all right, we're doing a box set, and so I was like, all right, I guess I'll put off watching it even longer.
Literally the opposite of being a clown. You didn't rush out to get it. You're like, I'll get it when I get it. It's not a rush. It's the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, I either have or had the Blu-ray. I can't remember if I recently had.
You had the movie. You were good.
Yeah, and I saw it like 3 times already, so I was like, well, it's nothing new. I'll just wait and get in the sale. So, yeah.
Yes.
So
it's not like you were watching it. You were just like, this is unwatchable. The bitrate sucks.
Right, dude. I don't even know what a bitrate is. I don't even think it matters.
It doesn't even matter, dude. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was like,
it's irrelevant to a movie lover. It's irrelevant to a movie lover.
Dude, I've seen so many people in like the Reddit threads post like pictures of their TV, and they're like, "Oh my god, look at that bit rate," and I'm just like, I don't know what that means. Is that
what's funny, dude? There was a Reddit thread in the DVD collection group the other day because you know how sometimes I've expressed to you like, oh man, these 4K losers are like integrating into the DVD collection group. They need to go away. But right. Someone had posted, they're like, it said the title of the thread, bro, was like, can you guys please make me feel better about myself? And like, I thought it was just gonna be someone who like bought a lot of DVDs, but he basically was like, yeah, I've gotten all these DVDs, but like, I don't know, I'm starting to get into Blu-ray and 4K, and I kind of want to sell my DVDs and upgrade because the DVDs just look terrible. And I just commented, and I was like, calibrate your TV. They're going to look great. And I got a lot of upvotes on that because obviously these people are just, they don't even know anything about anything. They don't even know how to calibrate their TVs. And it's not like it's hard. Like, dude, you don't have to be like one of those pros who like sits there with like a measurement tool and has to like get into, just literally get the appropriate settings and just tailor it to how you watch movies in the dark, in a room with windows, without windows. It's very easy to do.
Dude, I remember when I calibrated my TV when I first got it, and I sent you a video. I was like, is this a good video, you think? And you were like, yeah, do what he says. So I'm like going through, and I'm like getting all the settings right and everything. And then there's one setting, I can't remember what it was, but it was like grayed out for me, but it wasn't grayed out for the guy in the video. And then I had to spend another hour trying to figure out like how to ungray it out so that I could like do that setting, whatever it was. And eventually I got it. I don't know how I got it, but I did. And I was like, I was having a panic attack. I was like, "Don't tell me I got this TV just to not be able to calibrate it the way he does." And finally, I was like having a panic attack, but I got it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that was like, yeah, that was me calibrating my TV when I first got it.
But you want to know something funny, bro? On the opposite
Yeah.
end of this. So I was watching a comparison video today on the Mortal Kombat Arrow one, and something that was said kind of got to me, bro. I had a little masculine, feminine moment. You've probably seen screenshots of this movie. It's a really great scene in the movie where he's in the theater with his girlfriend, and he's like, "The movie's in the wrong aspect ratio. I'm gonna go complain." And like, basically, like someone had mentioned, like, yeah, the Arrow Video 4K is in the correct aspect ratio of 1:8:5 as opposed to the old Blu-ray that's 1:7:8. I was like, God damn it, I need to get the Arrow one now. In time. I mean, I don't have a problem with my Blu-ray, but fuck, that's like a thing. That's a thing to care about.
Right. That if there's ever a reason to upgrade, it's always for correct aspect ratio and correct sound and everything else. Bit rate is like the last thing on the list.
It's the bottom for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't even make the list.
I mean, like, it's one of those things like, I don't want this, bro. Like, I'm not like over here like if you won the lottery, I wouldn't be like, all right, I'm gonna go buy a 100-inch TV now. That's bullshit. I would totally buy a 100-inch TV, but I don't want it. I don't desire it. Okay, I'm not like, if only I could get a bigger TV one day. Like, I'm very happy with having the size that I have at 55 inches. It's really great. It's great for like, because like, yes, if you go like a lot bigger than that, certain things will become more apparent. And I mean, like, to me, I'm just like, I don't really need that. Like, I'm happy with the way things look right now. Because like I've said this before, bro. Like, there was never a time back in the day when I was watching VHS and I was like, this looks like shit. I hate this. Like, it was fine. It was what was available and it was fine.
Yeah, I don't remember VHS a whole lot because it was kind of, I was born in 97, so it was kind of phased out around the time I was old enough to watch movies. My memories of VHS are, yeah, I did watch a few of them because we had some, but my bigger memory of that is taking them and stacking them like blocks and knocking them down.
Oh, wow.
Because I mean I mean I had blocks, so that's why I was like, oh, these are just like the blocks I have or like the blocks I play with at school, so I was like, oh, cool.
Every time, bro, I go to get gas and I see those Lego gummy bears, I'm just like imagining you being like, all right, I need the Lego gummy bears.
Oh my god, dude, Lego was having like double points, whatever, and I oh my god, like
Are you gonna go to the Lego store tomorrow?
Well, no, it ended yesterday, but like last time I went because it was for like 10 days, and last time I went and I paid, and like the cashier's like, oh, and we're having double stamps right now, and I almost like was like, all right, let me get some more stuff. I almost like filled up another box. No, I was like, it's just Legos. I don't need more Legos. But I was like really close. And then yesterday they sent me like a reminder email, like double stamps ends tonight. And I was just like, should I do it?
I know I've asked this before, man, because it's just what I'm used to. But is your Lego store in a mall or no?
Yeah, it's in a mall.
Okay, and I know obviously you don't eat crap, but like I would never be able to do that trip without being like, let me get an Auntie Anne's real quick before I go. Like,
oh,
God.
dude, it's. Oh wait, hold on. I was gonna say, well, it's on the opposite side of the food court, but actually, the stairs where I go up to get to the Lego store, there actually is like a might be a Wetzel's Pretzels. I can't remember.
I think
like
I've told you this story before, man, but I have such great memories of like the late 90s, early 2000s going to Sam Goody to get the 2 new Dragon Ball Z VHS releases that came out that month, because it would happen like once a month. I would get those, and then my mom would buy me 2 pretzels, and it was the fucking greatest thing ever.
Dude, I love pretzels, but I didn't want to eat like the mall pretzels because I'm a health nut. For anyone that doesn't know, well,
do you make DIY at home healthy pretzels?
Well, hold up, because I don't think I talked about like health stuff on here. Really, I don't know if I have. So I don't eat any fast food. I don't eat any seed oils or vegetable oils or anything that's bad. If I can help it, I won't eat it. Former obese guy. And I really wanted pretzels, and it was like killing me. And I was at the mall with my family, and my mom's just like, just have a pretzel. Just do it. Just have the pretzel. And I was like, I can't do it. And then I was like, Mom, please make pretzels. She's like, all right, I'll make pretzels. I just kept annoying her until she made them, and then she made some, and they were really good. And then when I was at Whole Foods, I found that they do have a brand that is like healthy, but it's like hard pretzels instead of soft pretzels. And I do prefer soft pretzels. I much prefer soft pretzels, but I had some hard pretzels too. But the soft pretzels my mom made were really good.
Bro, I know this might not be funny to you, but maybe depending on your answer, it could be kind of funny. Have you ever had freeze dried candy?
No.
Okay, you know what it is though? Like,
yeah, I know what it is, but no,
okay.
I don't think I've ever had it.
So then you might not find this as funny as me, but okay. When I was watching one of Sean Clark's county fair videos yesterday, when I was just chilling, I love those county fair videos. Before they were leaving for the fair at the end of the night, his girlfriend spotted the freeze dried candy stand, and she was like, "Can we go back? Like, I really want some of those." And she was just like, they're gonna taste good. They're gonna be nice and cold. And he's like, "What do you mean they're not cold?" And he's like, she's like, "Yes, they are. That's the whole point of them." And she's like, "They're not cold. Like, we'll go ask them right now." And he went up there, and she's like, "Are these cold?" And he's like, "No, they're not cold." I was like, "Oh, God damn it. I was hoping they were cold too." I thought they're going to be like a cold little Skittle and shit. I was like, that sounds awesome.
Oh my God. I would be the worst guy at the county fair because I'd be like, I'd basically be like in Home Alone, like, "Excuse me, ma'am, has this been approved by the
dental association?" Oh my God, dude.
Like,
dude, like when I watch those county fair videos, I'm just like Nasser would have a heart attack just looking at the big giant billboard of the triple cheeseburger with Krispy Kreme donut buns. But like on the cool, dude, like if I had an opportunity to go to one of those county fairs, I would fucking love to try some of that shit. Like, just not even as a person who likes eating that kind of stuff, but just because like it's like fun. Like, you don't get that anywhere else. Like yeah, theoretically I can go to like I don't know if there's Krispy Kreme around here, but generally the Krispy Kreme is pretty easy to get. You can get some Krispy Kremes. You can make your own burgers. But like, I don't know, it's more fun when you're at the fair and you pay $18 for it. I don't know. There's just something about it that's kind of fun. Because I mean, it's been a long time since I've been in one of those places, but I love getting like turkey legs and stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. And they always have really interesting foods. Like, I'm not a super sweet tooth person per se, like when it comes to like pastries, but they'll have like fried Oreos, and I think they had like fried Twinkies. Like that's not something I want to have, but it's just cool that they do stuff like that.
All right, bro. Well, these streams are making me thirsty. So, or hungry. Yeah, I think let's see, we've gone for enough. We're at over 2 hours. So I'm gonna call this a stream, Drew, but I had fun here. I almost feel like we could still keep going, but don't forget, I did throw out my desk, so I'm on my standing desk.
Oh yes, your standing desk.
So I've been standing up for like 2.5 hours now, and I got to sit down, bro.
Absolutely understood.
So it's been fun doing Hot as Love episode 2. I think one day we'll have an intro and outro, maybe, possibly, sometime, eventually, maybe.
Maybe.
Alrighty, bye.